running down the lane.
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for De La Salle.
Alone. Scott got it. Great look by Coach Stick to break down the defense.
For the birthplace of the Indiana State flag, it is the birthplace of the 4A tournament for the fall of 2018, and a couple of very good teams collide this evening. The Hornets of Beech Grove, the Mooresville Pioneers, two teams that a generation ago were conference foes in the Mid-State. In more recent times, they finished the regular season against one another for each of the last 4 years. At the conclusion of this game, one of them has their football season come to an end. With that as the backdrop, we welcome you on the IHSAA Sports Network alongside Zach Graves. My name is Greg Rakestraw. Thanks so much for joining us. Tonight's broadcast is presented in part by the Farmers Bank. The Farmers Bank, My Bank for Life, member FDIC, equal housing lender. By Indiana State University. There's more to blue. Visit indstate.edu for more information. By Boqua. Grab your Bokes and get wet. And our pregame show, a service of Endeavor Communications. Discover how you can save money by bundling your Endeavor services by calling 800-922-6677. Zach, it is great to have you on loan from our friends at Marian University for this evening's contest. Your thoughts about being back around the high school football postseason environment, maybe for the first time since your playing days at Warren Central.
You know, that's a really good point. I hadn't thought of that. You just can't beat the atmosphere, especially here at Mooresville. Beautiful facilities here. All the fans are ready to go, and we have an exciting matchup here. We really do. Especially, I think the home team advantage is a big deal, especially in the first round of sectionals. You know, you get through the whole season, and then you get to play at home. Beech Grove definitely has that hill to climb today against Mooresville. But yeah, I love the atmosphere. Everybody's ready to go tonight.
Frankly, both these programs are turnaround stories. Now, for Beech Grove, they have been good more often than they have not been over the last 5 or 6 years since they made the jump to the Indiana Crossroads Conference, of which where they are the largest school. Mark Weller's done a great job with that program. They played, however, just one 4A team. Now, that was last week. That was a ranked foe as well. In fact, the defending 4A state champions in East Central, Beech Grove, lost that game 42-18. But talking to the Beech Grove folks, that game was closer than the final score indicated. They felt that that game is great preparation for this one tonight. For the Mooresville Pioneers, Mike Gillen is in his 40th year on an Indiana high school sideline. Amongst active coaches in the state, he has the third most wins with 316. This Mooresville team started the year 0-8 last year, but they beat Beech Grove in the regular season finale and won their next 2 games to make it to a sectional championship game. They have taken that momentum. They are 8-1 this year, and they shared the Mid-State Conference Championship with Decatur Central. And standing up on the Pioneers, Zach, they are about, even though Mike likes to spread the ball and throw it all around the yard, they're pretty balanced in terms of having weapons both running and passing the football.
Exactly. That's quite the turnaround, you know, to start 0-8 last year, get a couple wins towards the end of the season, and then roll into this year with an 8-1 record. And like you said, they have some playmakers. They get it done on the ground, in the air, and they got some guys that can just make plays. So I look forward to seeing guys like Evans and Mabry tonight against Beech Grove.
Time now for our keys to the game. They are brought to us by Endeavor eTechs. eTechs can help you with all your computer and technology needs. Available to Endeavor members and the public. Call 800-922-6677 or visit weendeavor.com. Limit big plays. Frankly, it goes both ways. For Mooresville, tends to be more big plays in the passing game. For Beech Grove, they like to run the football, and they have got some serious speed in the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the big plays can change a game. You know what I mean? And take care of the football is so important in high school football, especially when Beech Grove, you know, you have the running attack more than the passing attack. So all those things are very important tonight.
Well, the national anthem about to be played in the background. Tell you what, we'll take our first time out, get it out of the way, and when we come back, we'll pick back up with our keys to the game, starting about both teams taking care of the football. That's when we return right here on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. all at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
The national anthem for this evening's game, and again in the birthplace of the state flag, you see one proudly on display right next to the American flag. Again, our pregame show, a service of Endeavor Communications. We were halfway through our Endeavor e-text keys of the game. Let's revisit them now. And number 2, you can leave in from any football game. Take care of the ball. But I go back to what Tony Dungy had to say during his days as the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and that was that more playoff games were lost more so than they were won. Win the turnover battle, you give yourself a much better chance of winning this football game.
I love that quote, and it's coming from a great coach, and he's absolutely right. I mean, you can't hurt yourself. You know, we talked to Beech Grove coaching staff before the game. They felt that they had East Central, and at the end they just weren't able to close. They had made too many mental mistakes, so that is a focus going in today against a very tough opponent, especially for Beech Grove.
And special teams, we reference this for Mooresville, and some high schools, for whatever reason, always seem to have a strong kicking game, and Mooresville is of that group. Whether it's the Mossbruckers that played at Iowa and the University of Indianapolis, their kicker last year, Jacob Woolman, is now at the University of Indianapolis. They got a young man now named Christian Swigert that is their field goal kicker, who beat Martinsville on a 45-yard field goal a couple of weeks ago. You've got pristine turf. We expect a little bit of rain. We've had it off and on, but it's not going to play a major factor in this game. Wind, not too bad right now. In other words, it's good conditions to kick the football. So if this game comes down to a field goal, that is a weapon for the Mooresville Pioneers in this evening's contest. Your final thoughts, Zach, before this one goes live?
Well, I'm anticipating a good game. I really am, just because the records don't show it. Beech Grove is, a very tough opponent for Mooresville. The difference, I think, is the schedule. Mooresville plays, more 5A teams, and Beech Grove plays more 2A and 3A teams. So, again, I think Mooresville has the edge, but I expect a very good matchup.
So the captains are meeting at midfield. Each team with 4 captains aside. Nobody as sizable as Josh Fryer at 6'6" and 285.
Yes.
And Josh also doubles as the punter for Beech Grove at that size.
He definitely stands out, that's for sure.
And both teams getting ready for this one. Again, they finished the regular season against one another. Mooresville, for the last several years, played and they still play in the Mid-State Conference. But that league was a 7-team league, and so you had kind of one rotating team that would be off from conference play in that league. And for many years, Mooresville's open date in the conference was the last game of the regular season. So they would play Beech Grove, whose kind of conference dates were kind of shifted all over the map in the Indiana Crossroads Conference. And so for the last 4 years, they would finish the season against one another. Well, in those 4 matchups, Mooresville won 3 of those 4. The last Beech Grove win in the series was 2 years ago. And then overall, this is the 31st matchup between these former conference foes, with Mooresville having won 19 of the previous 30. But this is the first time that they have met in postseason play. The winner of this sectional last year was Greenwood, who would make it all the way to the semi-state before they were upended by the eventual state champions in East Central. Greenwood rebuilding a little bit this year. Mooresville, a conference foe, already has a victory over Greenwood. And frankly, who wins this game could go a long way in determining who could win this sectional. Beech Grove has never won a football sectional. Mooresville has not won one since 2004. For Beech Grove, they're ready to kick this ball away. Angel Fonseca. John Heineman back deep to return for the Pioneers. He is joined by Dane Stevenson. We will talk a lot about Heineman tonight. One of the best receivers in the area. Not to mention a pretty good basketball player here at Mooresville as well. The second season is upon us. And as always, we thank you for joining us for Indiana High School football on the ISC Sports Network. Short kick fielded by the up back for Mooresville, and a solid run back for the Pioneers all the way back to the 48-yard line. Brecken Green, the sophomore, will start the Pioneers off in fantastic field position. Let's bring you the starting lineups now. First of all, for Mooresville offensively, their starting quarterback is Carson Goodman. Goodman just shy of 1,900 yards passing on the season, and James Mabry, 22 rushing touchdowns, over 1,200 yards rushing on the season. Try to get to the Beech Grove defense on the next play. Hornets do not line up a deep safety. Mooresville run into the teeth of that defense, and folks, football is a numbers game. Every Beech Grove defender was within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. So you should not be surprised that first carry was a loss of 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And already big number 70, Josh Fryer, making himself known. I mean, like you can tell on your screen, he is the biggest kid out there. And yeah, you bring that safety up and try to prevent that run game to get going.
Beech Grove is shown as a 3-4 defense, but right now they're lining up 4 men on the line of scrimmage. And again, 6'6" and 285, Josh Fryer leads the charge. They'll hand off again to Mabry. He'll bounce it outside, but good tackle by one of the defensive backs for Beech Grove. Wrapping him up was Keani Johnson, and Mabry gets a couple, and it sets up 3rd down and 9.
The biggest challenge with playing a 3-man front is gap responsibility and not letting anybody outside of you. That's a great job by Beech Grove, not letting Mabry get to the outside and get that yards going.
You talked about the difference in the schedule. Beech Grove plays great small school competition, Monrovia, Ritter, Lutheran on a regular basis. It's a scene in that group as well. Rolling is Goodman, has a man wide open, but he could not find his receiver. And there are 2 favorite targets for Goodman. We referenced Heineman, that's the other in Braden Evans. And Evans was all alone on the far sideline. Goodman just airmails him on the first throw of the game.
And Beech Grove has to feel good about themselves after that. After a kickoff return, getting all the way out to midfield to get a 3-and-out right off the bat, that's a big win for Beech Grove.
And that's why playing that East Central game for Beech Grove was so important, because
couldn't be better timing, too.
Absolutely, they don't play the same way, but in terms of the level of athletes and size of the player, this is whom they need to play. Heineman, could it be a fake punt? Yes, it is, as the rain starts to fall. Heineman on the keeper, and Heineman should have let's see, they may knock him out just shy of the 1st down.
Man, that's going to be close.
Needed to gain the 42-yard line, and where they're marking him, he didn't get it. They go for it on 4th and 9, and he's a yard short. Beech Grove takes over.
And Beech Grove playing that punt safe. They have a guy back there, but they're in a kind of a defensive alignment to prepare for that. And look how close Heineman gets to that 1st down marker, but knocked out just short.
Gavin Mitchell, the player that was there for Beech Grove as the rain begins to fall here at Mooresville. And the Hornets will take over at their own 43-yard line. They will line up 4 wide, but again, expect them to run the ball more than they throw it tonight. We say that, here they go, chuck it on the first play. Little flare pass, catch is made, running through a tackle. Beech Grove has the football, just shy of the 1st down marker. They may give him forward progress to the 1st down marker as they cross the 50-yard line.
Well, you're a run-first team, and you come out passing the ball. That's a way to keep your opponent off balance. And how about Hulse? Sergio Hulse making a couple guys miss on that play.
Sergio Hulse, and there is literally a stable of talented athletes in this backfield for Beech Grove. Hulse is just one of the many names that we will call throughout the course of the night. And now you'll see kind of their more traditional set. Split backs in the backfield. 8 in the box for Mooresville. And it's a handoff on the dive play. It just trying to find which gap to go through was the split back on the plate for Beech Grove. Therese Pope on the carry, and he'll pick up 3 yards.
And Pope taking his time. You know, he didn't see anything going, but it's still moving forward while he's looking for a hole in that offensive line and ends up getting a few yards.
Up front for the Pioneers, Jalen Shuck leads the way along the defensive line. At 6 foot and 255 pounds, you will see a good amount of players going both ways. So Evans and Mabry, offensive starters that also get the starting nod on defense as the rain picks up here at Mooresville. Just in time for the start of the game. Quick hitter, catch made, tackle Mabry. Those aren't tearaway jerseys. He was going to stay attached to that ball. And that because of that, it will be about a yard or two shy of the first down marker, but kind of against their type. Beech Grove throwing the football early in the contest.
Right, I like it, and you can't beat the hitch route. It's just a way for the quarterback to hit his receiver with an easy throw, especially early in the game. Get everyone going with routes like that. Get towards the first down marker, set up a third manageable.
And that is Mitchell that picks up 5. So the quarterback for Beech Grove is Jordan Reel, a senior. Is 2 for 2 for 15 yards passing so far. They'll run the football here. First down for the Hornets. That'll cross the 35-yard line. That is Pope on the carry. And an impressive opening drive being put together here by Beech Grove.
Yeah, great push by the offensive line. Look at them get movement on the Mooresville front, creating some room for Pope to run behind them.
Give Pope 10 yards on 2 carries so far. A pair of first downs for Beech Grove. And the clock rolls, approaching 9 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter. Handoff goes to the back on the right side, and powerful running by Beech Grove. First down for the Hornets as they cross the 20-yard line. And that is Sergio Holtz, the young man that we called with the game's first catch. He picks up his second first down in as many touches with an 11-yard pickup.
You said it, powerful run. Look at Holtz with the initial cut to get back to the left side of the offensive line and then finish the run, lower those pads, and get that first down.
Anytime you get 3 first downs on a drive, you're doing your job. Now the Hornets need to cap it off with points as they approach the red zone. Play clock is down to 10. He'll hand off to the back left side. I believe that's Pope on the carry. And he gets spun around after a couple of yards. It will be Pope. It is a gain of, call it 3.
And with the rain, it works to Beech Grove's favor because they like to run the football anyway. And when you got a guy like Mabry in the middle with just a great double team up there with his guard, Max Camado, just moving this Mooresville front off the line of scrimmage.
So second time we have now seen Beech Grove on the drive go 4 wide here. They've thrown it the other time. Again, quick hitter in the flat, catch is made. That's Pope. Pope spins out of a tackle, and that should be enough for a first down. The larger team that Beech Grove is playing, haven't played a team with this size that much this year. It's not bothering them one bit.
No, not at all. And really, they're lined up in 4 wide and still slinging it out to their running back. It's almost an extension of the run game. You're just getting them out there on the outside versus the inside and getting those guys in space. And look at them. They're finishing runs, lowering their pads, and knocking these Mooresville guys over.
And there is an offside flag that is about to be thrown on Mooresville as well. So it is a dream start right now for the Hornets. Indianapolis Cecina won the Indiana Crossroads Conference this year. They are 8-1 and number 2 in 2A. Beech Grove, the largest school in that league that spans Class 1A through 4A. But again, some great traditional small school programs in the Indianapolis area, a part of that league. Handoff. No, it's keeper. The quarterback on the keeper, dancing towards the end zone. He's not going to get the end zone, and I'm not sure he's going to get the first down either, but he is inside the 2-yard line as the forward progress continues for Beech Grove as they have taken nearly 3.5 minutes off the clock on this game's opening drive.
Well, now you got to finish, right? You put a good drive together. You're moving the ball down the field, but you're in the red zone now, inside the goal-to-go situation. You got to get 6 here.
So 8 plays on the drive have taken it to just outside of the 1-yard line. Reel again, he dives, he scores. And Beech Grove on the board first. They move the football 57 yards in their opening drive in 9 plays, capped off by the quarterback keeper. And the Hornets have come to play this evening. 6-0, they're in front.
Well, you got a Mooresville defensive line submarining, and then the Beech Grove offensive line just lay on top of them. Jordan Reel just moving forward, jumping over the pile, and getting in the end zone. That's a great effort.
swinging gate formation here for Beech Grove, and Mooresville had it covered, so everybody gets back in their usual formation. Fonseca with the kick. Line drive variety, no problem. Beech Grove out to a 7-0 lead against the 6th-ranked team in 4A, the Mooresville Pioneers. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Blue is engineering technology, aviation, public health, business, and 100 other majors. Blue is a 4-year graduation guarantee. Blue is filled with researchers, scholars, explorers, creators. Blue is commended by Forbes and the Princeton Review. Blue is 150 years of sycamores making the world bolder, healthier, greener, wiser, better. Blue is Indiana State University. There's more to blue.
Tonight's game brought to us in part by Indiana State University. At Indiana State University, you'll find mind-expanding classes run by the most passionate professors around. 100-plus majors. What are you waiting for? Find your blue at indstate.edu. Fonseca, his last kick was a short one. Fielded about the 30-yard line and brought back to just shy of midfield. He came in touting the high-powered Mooresville offense. Beech Grove showed their offense is pretty talented too. Again, a short kick, and Green this time is dropped. Does not get up from the hit of Sergio Hulse of Beech Grove. And the Pioneers will have this drive at their own 36-yard line.
Hulse getting it done on offense and now on special teams. That's a statement tackle right there. You dribble the ball down with the squib kick, and then you got your running back full speed ahead making the tackle.
If you're just joining us, Mooresville had the football first, went 3 and out, but then ran a fake punt. And Eineman, who is the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, got 8 yards but needed 9. Goodman looking for the deep route, looking for Eineman, and Eineman had to adjust his route because, frankly, a wall of water knocked that ball out of the air.
It sure did. It looked like he absolutely had the corner toast and then had to slow up his momentum there to try to come back to the ball and just couldn't adjust properly. It falls short.
So Eineman, 53 catches on the year, just shy of 1,000 yards receiving and 8 touchdowns. And is Mother Nature going to lend a hand to Beech Grove in terms of shortening the field? Mabry, again, as the counterbalance that passing game. He's been outstanding at running the football. Mabry picks up 5, and it sets up 3rd down and 5.
You take a shot on 1st down, then you're set up with 2nd and 10. Nice job of calling something like a run play and getting 5 yards to set yourself up with a 3rd and manageable.
Mabry had 147 yards rushing in their victory against Martinsville a couple of weeks ago. This Mooresville team played 3 games against ranked competition from 5A, all conference foes in the Mid-State Conference. Play clock is down to 6. Blitz coming from Beech Grove. Goodman throws the deep ball, and this time, again, he was trying to kind of compensate for that rain. He overthrows his target, and Goodman 0 for 3 to start this game. Kyler Evans was the intended receiver down the field, and here comes the punt team on yet again for Mopai.
But they're staying aggressive. They're letting Beech Grove know you can't just stack the box and not expect us to throw it over your head. Even though they have 2 deep shots that come up short on this drive, they're setting themselves up for later and not allowing Beech Grove just to load that box.
Beech Grove's deep man is about 60 yards down the field. And I can see why Eineman just barrels into that one. Now it was knocked out of bounds, and so some of the yards will come back once our crew kind of gets in position to walk this ball back. And it will be right at about the 25-yard line is where the ball will end up going back to Beech Grove. So Eineman's punt is good for 34 yards with no return. But now let's see if Beech Grove can keep that momentum going. By the way, tonight's game, a service of Endeavor eShield Security. Provide security protection for your home or business, powered by quality Honeywell products. Endeavor eShield protects what you cherish most. Visit WeEndeavor.com for more information. Handoff, and Mooresville kind of was waiting for that counter play this time. A yard, maybe 2. Pope, the ball carrier for Beech Grove.
Yeah, nice individual effort there that time by Dominic Oldham. Not letting anybody outside of him, makes a real nice tackle on Pope.
Pope now 4 carries for 14 yards. Again, great run pass balance for a team that really primarily has been a rushing team this year.
Definitely.
In Beech Grove. So far, 7 carries for the Hornets for 31 yards. That's balanced by 22 yards passing. Hand off again, and they'll try to bounce it outside and nowhere to go. Now, whatever wrinkles Mooresville might not have been ready for on drive number 1, they seem to have fixed the glitch here on drive number 2 as Hulse was driven backward on the play.
And the difference is they're not allowing anybody outside. They don't want Beech Grove to get outside of those tackles and make plays towards the edge of the sidelines. On the first drive, Beech Grove set their running backs up with those little swing passes that allowed them to get first downs. Now Mooresville is keeping them bunched in.
Well, Beech Grove was never behind the chains on the opening drive. They are now. Got to throw it, looking for the screen, and it is bobbled and nearly intercepted. Through the hands of Pope. The Mooresville player that was closest to it was Dominic Oldham. And now Beech Grove will answer with a 3 and out of their own. And Eineman drops back to return this one for Mooresville.
That's discipline on the point of Mooresville. They know 3rd down and long. This isn't a team that likes to pass the ball. Screen alert. All the defensive linemen aren't fooled by the offensive linemen trying to set up that screen. They stay at home and are able to make the play.
Do not adjust your screen. Yes, that is the punter. That is Josh Fryer. 6'6" and 285 as the punter. And this one goes straight up. It will take a pro Beech Grove bounce, and with a wet football, Eineman wants no part of it. And so the roll will help the result of that punt. It will end up being a 34-yard kick, and Mooresville basically gets the football about right back where they gave it up from, just shy of midfield. So 4 drives so far in these rainy conditions, and 3 of them have not resulted in a first down. The other for Beech Grove resulted in a touchdown. 4 wide receivers set here. It is a draw to Mabry. Bounces it outside, and Mabry, cutback run, first down and more. Runs through a tackle down the sideline and eventually steered out of bounds by Gavin Mitchell and others, but not before he reaches the 9-yard line. A 48-yard pickup and an impressive opening first down for the Pioneers.
Mabry can thank his guy, Blake Garrett there, number 5. Check out this block. Seals his guy inside. Look at that. That's just textbook right there. Hooks his guy, creates that outside edge for Mabry, and then Mabry does the rest, makes some guys miss, down the sideline for a big run.
So the 1st and goal we go now for the Mooresville Pioneers. The handoff to Mabry, finds a seam, diving forward. He'll be tripped up at about the 2-yard line. Pope makes a touchdown-saving tackle.
Now inside the tackles, you start out on this drive with an outside run. Now you go back inside, and Mabry, look at that power block. Just love that. Mabry just falling right behind his guy. Jacob Vaughn, great pull.
Here you see Mike Gillen, 316 career wins in 40 years at various stops throughout Central Indiana. Mabry again, and Mabry scores. Touchdown, Mooresville. So Mooresville on drive number 3 figures out the recipe for success. It contains a great deal of James Mabry, his 23rd rushing touchdown of the season, and the Pioneers are an extra point away from tying this game up.
You weren't going to hold them off too long. You start out with 2 3-and-outs, and then it's all Mabry in the 3rd drive. Great job up front. Everybody blocking, moving forward. Mabry just falling right behind his guys.
So again, we've referenced Swigert, who handles the extra points. And his kick is up, and this one is good. So Mooresville has answered with 3:44 to play in the opening quarter. We're tied at 7 in this opener of sectional number 22. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider?
Endeavor is here with ETV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
So 6 carries for James Mabry so far. One of them on the opener of the drive went for 48 yards. The last one went for 2 yards, and it ends up in 6 points. And again, the guys up front creating a wall for Mooresville.
I mean, look at that push. The whole left side of the offensive line has the Beech Grove defensive line in the end zone. Easy read for Mabry to walk right behind him into the end zone.
So Swigert now on to boot this ball away for the Pioneers. Rain has lessened a bit. That's kind of an intentional short kick by Mooresville to keep it away from the speed of Beech Grove. And the Hornets will run it back at the 34-yard line before being steered backwards by a series of Mooresville tacklers. And all right, we've already seen kind of the first defensive adjustment here for Mooresville. What sort of counter do you expect to see from Beech Grove?
I would like to see them go back to just maybe hit a couple swing passes, even if it's not to Pope or Holst. Throw it out to one of your slot receivers and let them try to make a play on the outside. It sure did work on that first drive.
That's the formation they'll go to, is this 4-wide set. And their base set has been kind of a moving H-back and split backs in the backfield. We're bringing out a bit of a drier football here. Big fella in Fryer is the center as well for Beech Grove. Looking to throw. Has a man open, elects to just to tuck it and run anyway, and it's going to work out quite well for the quarterback in Jordan Reel. Had a man in the flat, but elected just to keep it. And does pick up a solid gain on first down for Beech Grove. Call it a gain of 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, could have easily checked it down to Pope, but ends up using him as a block when he goes to scramble out there. Here you see Pope on the end just kind of sealing it and letting Reel get about 5 yards chunk there.
And given the wet football conditions, you're not comfortable throwing it,
right?
Take it and run, that's fine. Do not give a potent offense a short field. The second down. Little Statue of Liberty handoff here. Look at that. First down and more. Evans will make the tackle for Mooresville. Braden Evans on the tackle. But how about that speed on display from Holst of Beech Grove.
Well, you set up where it looks like a pass, and you go to hand off the Statue of Liberty. There you can see you just have the linebackers full to Mooresville. Number 32, Camden Schmidt dropping back into his pass zone, and then all of a sudden Holst is running by him for the first down.
I think the last team to run that play was Boise State versus Oklahoma.
That's exactly
about
what I was
13
thinking.
years ago. Little Jared Zabransky handoff there. 21-yard pickup. This time the more conventional handoff and just bouncing outside, trying to find a seam, and then good solid running to carry the defender with him. That's Pope, and Pope will pick up 5 yards.
Been so impressed so far with the patience and the finishing by both Pope and Holst. Look at this. Nothing inside he doesn't like it. Starts to bounce the outside, little stiff arm, and then at the end he drags the guy for an additional 5 yards.
Pope with the carry. Augie Newkirk was along for the ride to get the tackle. Pope now 5 carries for 19 yards. 58 yards rushing here in the quarter for Beech Grove. And they're on the bounce yet again. Handoff goes to Holst, and Holst makes a couple of moves, makes a couple of defenders miss, still keeps the legs churning, and finally will be steered back enough, never brought down, but the whistles blow after he picks up a gain of 23.
Holst and Pope right now just doing an excellent job of following those blocks. Great cut. Look at that move at the end. Just completely gets Dane Stevenson all out of sorts. And again, finishing the run. Can't even bring him down, Mooresville.
There's an A button and a B button in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So 1st and 10 coming up here for the Hornets. 7 first downs now in the quarter for Beech Grove. High snap, but it goes right to Holst. And Holst is trying to find somewhere to go. He'll lose a couple, but frankly, that could have been a whole lot worse for
yeah.
BG.
Oh, yeah, and the wet football probably a factor in that play. It was a little high, but he had his hands on it. As you can see, it was kind of right there at his face mask, but Holtz, right place, right time. Even though you lose the yards, you did not turn the ball over.
The teams have avoided giving away the football so far as we approach the tail end of quarter number 1. Tied at 7. By the way, score update for Marian University. Chittard leading Ritter 14-0. One of the games you can see tonight on the ISC Sports Network. Another high snap. Real tracks it down. Buying time, looking. Nobody open in the end zone. Now going to try to tuck it and run, but gets right back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And again, you can just sense that his first inclination is to run the football more than it is to throw the football.
Right, especially you go the whole season and you average 40 yards passing a game and you're used to handing it off to Holtz and Pope. Sometimes you get it back there and you're not comfortable with those first couple reads. You know that your legs, you can rely on those, so you try to get what you can.
I really don't know if the kicking game is up for a field goal here if you're Beech Grove. You've got that in the bag if you're Mooresville. Not sure about the Hornets, so this could be 4-down territory here for Beech Grove. Play clock is down to 4. Get the snap off in time. Coming back short side, nobody open. Just buying time and giving up yards in the process, and now tries to throw the football. That'll be intentional grounding, which will completely change the field position for Beech Grove and bring up 4th and long deep in Mooresville territory.
I think Real had the same idea that we had. I want to get points here because I don't know if we can settle for the kick. And you hold it all day long and then just try to outrun him, get rid of it. No one didn't get it back to line of scrimmage. No one in the vicinity. Easy call for intentional grounding.
Dominic Oldham will draw the flag for Mooresville. And so it's 5 yards from the spot of the foul, which was 16 yards behind the play. So each team now with 5 yards in penalties. Again, that is also then a loss of down, and you're now looking at 4th and more than 30, and you may be better off punting the football here.
Right, that's a killer penalty with the additional 5 yards from where he threw it, which was well behind the line of scrimmage. So backed up quite a bit here, obviously.
Punt team isn't out there just yet. They will go for it. See if they're just going to throw the jump ball in the end zone. And he's waiting for the defense to get to him. And now wings it towards the end zone. It's bobbled.
Oh,
it's caught. It is. Touchdown. Touchdown, Beech Grove. Off the hands of the defensive player. It is snagged by Beech Grove by Kion Tyler for the touchdown.
How about that, Rake? I mean, initially, Real had his guy wide open in the middle of the field, Jake Weller, just streaming down the seam, and instead he wants to go for it all. Takes his time, and at this point, it's just a jump ball situation, a Hail Mary, if you will, and it gets tipped and falls into the hand of his guy for a touchdown.
It was 4th and 31, and frankly, you're better off if that ball, instead of just an incompletion, you're better off if that ball is picked.
Oh, yeah.
Even than it would be if it has fallen incomplete. And what you can't give up is the touchdown there. So off the hands of the defensive back for Mooresville, into the hands of a Beech Grove receiver, and the extra point try is up and good. And with less than 30 seconds to play in the quarter, Beech Grove back in front by a touchdown, 14-7.
Yeah, Kyler Evans, number 6 here from Mooresville, has to be kicking himself. Instead of picking that off, just knock it down. And you, like you said, you have better field position if you knock it down. Instead, bounces right off his shoulder pads and into the hands of Kion Tyler for the touchdown.
So Real to Tyler from 36 yards out. Extra point was good. And it is a quiet home sideline right now for Mooresville as they're down 14-7. You had felt the momentum in this game was changing in their favor. And one unlucky bounce of the Pioneers sends it back in the other direction.
That's all it takes.
And we have a series called our Top 10 Plays of the Year. I got a feeling that one might make it.
I think you're right. That was pretty cool.
So we say mark the tape. Even though we don't have tape anymore in the industry, we'll mark the tape for that one. Fonseca is on to boot this ball away. So 2 touchdowns here in the opening quarter. by Beech Grove. Again, trying to spring the upset. Beech Grove is a good football team, but again, frankly, did not play the schedule that Mooresville did.
Right.
But that is of little concern to the Hornets as they have a touchdown lead here in the first 12 minutes. A little bit of a deeper kick that time. Fielded by Stevenson, back at about the 15-yard line, and Stevenson runs through the first tackler and eventually taken down at about the 38-yard line. By the way, further update from Marion University. Chittard now leads Ritter 26-0 as Chittard looks to get to 8-2 and on to the second round of 3A sectional 29. And good job by the tacklers to converge here for Beech Grove.
Yeah, but still another possession here for Mooresville with very good field position.
So Mabry again the lone setback. And Garrett has been his key blocker, lined up as the H-back left side. Mabry goes right up the middle. And I'm not sure who, but somebody, I kind of have a good idea who. He's the biggest guy on the team. That would be Fryer. Got his left hand on him and would not let him go.
Yeah, check this out. Beats the block there, gets that big paw on Mabry and rips him down.
So a 2-yard pickup, and that will be the end of the opening quarter. Well, Beech Grove is more than holding their own here in the first half. They lead at 14-7 as we take you to the second quarter of action after this quick timeout as you're watching this 4A sectional 22 opening round match here on the ISC Sports Network.
Blue is 100+ majors, from education to aviation. An honors program that takes you around the world and leads to innovative research and Fulbright scholars. Blue is top 5 in the nation for community service 5 years in a row. Blue is students from all 50 states and 70 countries. Blue is 150 years, 100,000 alumni, one strong Sycamore community. Blue is Indiana State University. There's more to Blue.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Second quarter of action. Beech Grove an early 14-7 lead against Mooresville. Just reminder, fans, check out for the rest of the month of October, We Are EC. A great new documentary on the ISC Sports Network. It chronicles the rich basketball history of East Chicago, Indiana. In addition, during the month of October, you can download the movie on iTunes for just 99 cents. So 2nd and 8 coming up here. Mooresville has yet to complete a pass. They'll run the end around to Evans. Evans has a first down. Evans will be taken down right at about the 50-yard line. A bit of a wrinkle that time from Mike Gillen of the Mooresville offense.
We're starting off fast. So on your touchdown drive, you had a big play on the first play of the drive, and we're able to get outside, and now you go with the end around to get Evans going. Again, great job on the outside by Blake Garrett, sealing those defenders in, allowing Evans to get the first down.
Just the second first down of the game so far for Mooresville. Most of the damage was done by Mabry. So far, he's got 7 carries for 65 yards. Now you see a couple of safeties a bit further back. Evans, they'll go the end around the opposite direction. Cuts back against the grain. Great effort by Evans to pick up 6 when, frankly, Beech Grove had that toss play covered a lot better than they had the last time they ran it.
Yeah, and just getting the ball in the hands of your playmakers however you can. You start with an end around now, just a toss to Evans, and look at all these moves. Ends up cutting all the way back as Beech Grove, like you said, flew very well to the right. Evans making that happen on his own.
Sometimes it's blocking, and you just said it. He made 3 defenders miss before a Beech Grove player was able to make the tackle. So it sets up second down. And once again, no safeties this time, and Mooresville runs into it anyway. And Mabry picks up the first down. They'll be spun down after a gain of about 7 yards. Mooresville trying to answer. And again, Mabry has done the majority of the work so far tonight for Mooresville.
Yeah, you got to make those tackles. Holst there going low on Mabry's legs like you're supposed to, but he didn't wrap up. Mabry breaks that easily to pick up the first down.
Hayden Brooks in to make the tackle for Beech Grove. And Mooresville has done this without maybe their biggest home run hitter being much of a factor offensively so far in Heinemann. Again, they'll hand it off to Mabry, and this time nowhere to go. One player blew that up, and that's the young man on your screen right there. That is Teron Washington. I'm not sure that was as much of a tackle as it was a hit.
That's right. He blew up the guard and Mabry all at the same time. Check this out, number 21 coming through. Boom! Hitting Mabry back, and he ended up using his own guard against him. Number 63, Noah Justice, was not ready for that.
Yeah, unofficially, Justice made the tackle. That's not good. Second down and 11. Now Goodman looks to throw and looking for the deep ball to Heinemann and overthrows him.
Man, just missed him.
Just can't find the rhythm. He's overthrown 3 of the 4 intended targets he's had tonight. And the other one, again, was just just bad timing. The rain literally picked up as he threw the football.
Right.
And kind of knocked one down to Heinemann as he was open down the sideline.
And they're trying to get it to him. They want to hit Heinemann down the field, but they just haven't been able to connect yet.
Goodman this year has about a 60% completion percentage. That's not been the case. It might be 4-down territory, however. Right now it's 3rd and 11. Blitz coming by Beech Grove. Goodman looks to throw. Has a man. It's Evans, but again, Evans kind of got turned around on the play.
Yep.
And a missed opportunity by Mooresville.
Due to the pressure, he wasn't able to set his feet, and that's why the ball ended up behind his intended receiver.
The punter's already on the field for Mooresville, but it looks like they are not of the punting variety. Of course, on the very last drive at a similar spot in the field, Beech Grove went forward, and the gamble paid off big time. A little higher degree of difficulty on that play for Beech Grove. They were looking at 4th and over 30. This is just 4th and 11 for Mooresville. 3-man front being shown by the Hornets. They bring 5. Goodman throws, catch, Heinemann, first down, spins away from a tackler, down the sidelines, Heinemann, and wrestled out of bounds by Mitchell at about the 10-yard line.
It's a great route run by Heinemann. This is the first time that we haven't seen him just on the go route. He comes back to the ball, creates that big window for Goodman to hit, and then the rest is him just making a guy miss. Watch Goodman here is able to step up into the throw and deliver it to the one, right in between the ones there to Heinemann. Then he makes the guy miss, picks up a few extra yards.
54th catch of the season for Heinemann. 1st and goal, Pioneers. They'll go right back to Mabry. Mabry forced back inside. Great job to keep the legs churning. They get all the way down to the 3-yard line as has 10 carries for 77 yards in the first half.
Yeah, even though he had to come back in, it was still a great run. He's able to get those legs going. Nice job by Garrett, again blocking outside, and then hold on for dear life as Mabry drags him towards the end zone.
This is one of the larger games in the area because all of 6A has the week off. Most of 5A has the week off. These two teams are taking advantage of the spotlight that they have this evening. Both teams have taken the play clock down on most of their snaps. Mabry will take this to the end zone for a second time tonight. Mabry finds Paydirt, and Mooresville is an extra point away from tying this one up.
Mabry doing a great job of making guys miss while yet still moving forward. He's going in between those tackles, keeping those legs churning. Nice pull there. Really good block on the linebacker. Mabry, nice adjustment, runs a guy over, picks up a touchdown.
Mabry now has the same amount of rushing touchdowns as the number on his jersey. 24 this year for Mabry. He has over 1,300 yards rushing on the season. Swigert is on for the extra point, and his kick is good. And we are tied yet again at 14. Excellent back and forth between these two former conference rivals, both battling on for a chance to play next week in the 4A state tournament. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network as Mabry goes to the house one more time.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Greg Rakestraw, Zach Graves with you on the ISC Sports Network. Swigert on to boot this ball away for Mooresville. Again, the shorter directional kick, and will it hop out of bounds? Yes, it will. And Beech Grove will start this drive at their own 35-yard line. Tonight's game, a service of Endeavor Communications, and Endeavor eTechs can help you with all of your computer and technology needs. Available to Endeavor members and the public. Call 800-922-6677 or visit weendeavor.com for more information. So the give and take has been fun to watch between these two teams so far. Mooresville with 2 touchdowns on 4 drives. Beech Grove with 2 touchdowns on 3 drives so far.
Very good game.
Second week in a row that Beech Grove has faced a ranked team in 4A. The defending state champs got them last week in East Central. Bit of a hitch, and that should be an incomplete pass. And Mooresville saying, hey, was that a lateral? And officials say no, and I would agree. I think that's about a yard or so forward.
But I like that they're getting back to this because they're able to get Holtz or Pope in space, but he hesitated a little bit. He double pumped with the football, and then it ends up throwing a little short.
It's close to a lateral. Here with a 5-man officiating crew, that is hard to monitor. The second down. Real now 4 of 6 passing, 58 yards and a touchdown. Little option play on the pitch. Well covered by Mooresville. Maybe a yard, most definitely a solid stick on the play. Evans delivered it to Sergio Holtz.
I love the pitch option. You don't see this much anymore, but like you said, Mooresville is just all over it. You fake it to Holtz and get it to Pope, but safety comes down, wrap up those legs, and get the tackle.
So 3rd down and long here for Beech Grove. Line to gain is the 45-yard line. Again, it's the delay draw with the wraparound handoff, and Mooresville that time was waiting on it. Holtz will pick up a couple of yards, but here comes the punt team on for Beech Grove.
Yeah, they're prepared for it that time. They already saw, you can see Jalen Stuck, number 73, just sitting there waiting for Pope to come to him, ends up cutting away from him, but the rest of his defensive unit is there to have his back and get the tackle.
So Fryer's last punt was for 34 yards. Eineman back deep to return. And lasers this one to Eineman back at the 25-yard line, but he's got some room to run this one back. And he will be knocked out of bounds at the 50. So Fryer with a line drive punt of 36 yards, but Eineman returns it for 25. And Mooresville will have outstanding field position here.
Yeah, he booted it, but when you have a line drive like that, you set up yourself to get a return against you. And as athletic as Eineman is, with all that space, he's going to return it for a good chunk of yards.
You see Coach Gillen on the Mooresville sidelines, and he never wears long pants in coaching football. No matter what the weather conditions are,
love that.
The shorts are on for Coach Gillen. Quick hitter. Evans makes the grab, gets a great block from Eineman. Down the sidelines, then lowers the boom on the defensive back. We saw Evans with a stick on defense, delivers one on offense and picks up 20 yards in the process.
Mooresville's starting to get their playmakers involved. I mean, look at that. There's no one out there. That's a numbers game. You got a linebacker lined up inside. Evans is all alone at the slot. Throw it out to him as quick as you can and let him do the rest.
Receptions of 20 and 29 yards for their key receivers in Evans and Eineman. On the last couple of drives, Mooresville looks for their first lead of the night midway through the second quarter. Handoff goes to Mabry. Mabry bounces it outside and gets drugged down by the stiff arm he was trying to deliver. It's Hulse that sends him down, then follows the IHSAA's face of sportsmanship protocol and helps him right back up.
That's
no
right.
gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, might have had something inside but didn't like it. There's a lot of blue jerseys there, and he didn't see any hole, so he decided to bounce it out, and Pope is right there for the tackle.
And that's an arm bar that's normally fired or followed by a fireman's carry from my WWE fan viewing days. Second
That's
down
right.
and 10. Looking for the slant. Eineman, again, no safety back. Eineman runs to a tackler, makes another man miss. In fact, his shoes might still be back at the 5-yard line. Eineman with the touchdown grab. And Mooresville from 30 yards out has their first lead of the night.
And set up with the fake to Evans. You hit him earlier in the drive with a little slot, quick pass. And now with that fake to Evans, it creates just a one-on-one opportunity for Eineman. Makes the guy really miss at the 5 and then walks into the end zone.
Yeah, he's been a pretty solid receiver the last couple of years. They just haven't been able to consistently get him the football.
Yep.
Now they've gotten their offense rolling. He is one of the more potent offensive weapons in the area. The young man averaged 16 points per game on the basketball floor for the Pioneers a season ago.
And he just looks so smooth with the football in his hands. I mean, he is just moving really well. You can just see the athleticism from Eineman.
We've talked about these two teams in Mooresville and Beech Grove. Let's talk about the third team on the field. That would be our officials for tonight's game. Dave Westall is the referee. Brian Fedge is the umpire. Brandon White, the line judge. Cody Adams, the headlinesman. And Kevin Hudziak is the back judge this evening. A chance to catch up with those guys before the game. Done an awfully good job tonight. It's been a relatively flag-free game, which you want to see at this stage of the season.
Definitely.
Just one 5-yard penalty so far against each team. So Swigert is on for the kickoff, I should say. He's already nailed his 3 extra point tries so far. And if you're Beech Grove, again, I think your best defense right now is that running attack. He's trying to keep the football short. Kick. Beech Grove Fields, 30-yard line. And they will run it back for about 4 or 5 yards. I think it was Pope, the player, that was the up back on the return. And now a flag is thrown at the end of that play. And I think there's an extracurricular that was happening at the tail end of that play. And usually those goes against the kicking team and not the returning team.
And naturally, right after you talk about how clean of a game they're playing, they pull off a 15-yard penalty.
So let's see exactly how this one unfolds. As of now, it's good field position for Beech Grove. Depending on how this penalty is officiated, it could be dismal or fantastic field position for the Hornets.
I think you're right, Rake. You got to continue to just run the football if you're Beech Grove. Just continue to get it in the hands of Hulse and Pope and let them make plays.
It certainly looks like they're going to call this against Beech Grove. Yep, 15 yards against the Hornets. So let's take a look, and our tremendous camera crew, I think, has caught this one for us. Let's show you what happens here. There's a kick, and that's what was Thrown as the flag was Pope with the kick of the Mooresville player. Tackle by Mooresville was by Gavin Evans. There's a whole lot of Evans on the Mooresville roster.
There is.
There's Kyler, there's Braden, and there's Gavin. Reel on the keeper. And he'll go off right tackle and pick up a solid gain. They will say he stepped out of bounds, looks like, at the 22-yard line, so he picks up 3 yards.
But Reel's done a nice job on all the times that he scrambled and with these design runs of just moving forward and picking up those positive yards.
It's been Reel, Pope, and Hulse have been the trio of backs that have done the majority of the work. Reel, of course, being the quarterback. But it was like an armada of running backs and checking their stats before today's game. Handoff goes up the middle. And the battle of the line of scrimmage starting to be won by the Mooresville Pioneers. Just a yard on the carry that time for Pope.
And you said, I mean, early in the game, Beech Grove was absolutely moving the line of scrimmage in their favor and moving these Mooresville guys back. But now the linebackers are starting to roll up a little bit more and working in their favor, getting Beech Grove tackled before they can get positive momentum.
It was Camden Schmidt, inside linebacker, but a pretty sizable kid for that position at 6 foot and 236 pounds, that made the play for Mooresville. And it sets up 3rd down and 6 for BG. Quarterback draw. Reel picks up yardage, but I think he's about a yard shy.
Yep, he's shy.
He did a good job of deciding he was going to run that ball immediately. I'm sure that was a called quarterback draw. But now 4th and a yard. It's one thing to go forward on 4th and 30 when you're across the 50-yard line. Another thing to go forward on 4th and a yard inside of your own 30, and Beech Grove won't. Here comes the punt team.
Yeah, and maybe if you had that 15 yards back, it might sway your decision to go ahead and go for it, but on this part of the field, just go ahead and punt it away.
Here's Fryer, his last kick was 36 yards, but Eineman brought it back some 25 yards. Good job of catching an errant punt snap. Eineman fields at the 40. And Eineman finds a seam, breaks a couple of tacklers, only has the punter to beat. That's a sizable punter, but the punter can't catch him. Eineman scores. No flags on the play. 60-yard punt return touchdown, and Mooresville has a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, they got Eineman going now, huh? I mean, you get him with the one pass a couple drives ago. That's all he needed to get into this game. Now they're throwing touchdowns to him. He's taking them back on the punt return game. And how about the patience from Eineman that time? Catches it, takes his time, sets up the blocks, makes some guys miss, and then he's down the field. I mean, he gets a couple blocks, but most of that's just Eineman running right through the bunch of Beech Grove defenders and then down the sideline, beats the punter, and scores a touchdown.
Eineman's everything, and that's not your normal punter waiting for you down the sidelines, but he used the speed to get by, and Swigert scores yet again. And Mooresville has now 21 points in the last 3 minutes and 41 seconds to push this lead to a 2-touchdown advantage.
It happens that quick. There you go, Fryer trying to get to him. Oh, I don't think that's very legal, but he didn't get called for it.
If you don't hit him, it's no flag. Yeah, yes, that would have been a penalty for tripping if Fryer had gotten to it. So Mooresville now has stretched their lead to 14.
Just trying to do whatever he can to bring him down.
And Eineman now with his 2nd touchdown of this quarter. And again, he is as good of an athlete as you will see, and it's kind of regardless of level of football locally.
Yeah, I can tell. Like I said, just when he gets the football in his hand, he just makes it look easy. He's really smooth.
This is his 3rd year on the varsity. A score update from 5A. Columbus East leads New Albany 17-3. That is late in the 2nd quarter. That was a 1-point game when they played earlier in the year. And Beech Grove, things are going from bad to worse.
That's right.
Kick return man stumbles in Keon Tyler. After that ball was bobbled by Hulse, as he tried to catch that ball above his head on a kick return, which you simply never do.
Exactly.
You let that ball go back into the end zone. And then Tyler stumbles, and so Beech Grove will start this drive at their own 6-yard line.
Yeah, if you're ever in a kick return situation and you feel yourself jumping, then that's not good. You definitely want to just let that one bounce over and take the field position.
Danville leads Greencastle now 14-0. That is midway through the second quarter. Again, you can watch that game on the ISC Sports Network as well. A sustained drive needed for the Hornets. They will at least think about the pass first, but now Rio will tuck it and run. And he gets a good block, steps out of bounds. It won't be a first down, but it will be about an 8-yard pickup for Rio on first down.
And you can tell Real's just not comfortable letting the ball go. I mean, he has great protection all day to throw, but he has a couple guys. He has some checkdowns, but he just feels way more comfortable doing it himself with his feet.
By the way, quick score update from Franklin. Franklin leading Whiteland 14-7. That is late in the second quarter of that one. And that would be a major upset if that one plays out in that fashion. Franklin just 2-7 on the season. Whiteland 7-2. Second and short. Real pressure comes. I'm sure he feels it. Can he get away? He can. He cannot. He is taken down in the field of play, not in the end zone, but all the way back at the 1-yard line. Dominic Oldham with the sack.
Just a great blitz call there. When you got a quarterback that's not getting rid of the ball, go ahead and call that blitz, and it's kind of delayed. Oldham comes through, not blocked, and he's able to get the big sack.
And Real is lucky he was not all the way back in the end zone on that play. So it was Oldham that forced the grounding call earlier in the quarter. Now he gets credit for the sack, and it is 3rd and 15 coming up here. And simply handing off the football and finding room to run. And right at the first down marker, I think he's just shy. He will be. Great call on 3rd and 16. You get back 15 of the yards, but not 16. It's 4th and a yard.
Look at that Mabry, just a beautiful block inside, able to get up to the second level and create that seam for Olsen. Nice effort, but he did come up just shy.
And Mark Weller tells his team, guys, we're going for it. Already down 2 touchdowns here late in the second quarter. Beech Grove, now they may end up taking a timeout because the play clock is down to 10. They're not signaling timeout yet, they are now. And now Coach Weller asks for time. So given the fact that Mooresville has scored on a punt return, how they've scored quickly the last 2 offensive possessions, Mark may decide, you know what? It is time to go ahead and roll the dice here deep in your own territory with 2:37 left to go in the quarter. So Beech Grove takes their first of 3 timeouts. Mooresville has all 3 of them remaining. And since we have this stoppage in play, we want to make sure we send our best wishes to one of the great men in local high school athletics, and that would be the athletic director and boys basketball coach in Matt English at Beech Grove High School, as he is battling brain cancer for a 3rd time. They have already named the floor at the gymnasium at Beech Grove in Matt's honor. And Matt, I know you might be watching this game this evening. Buddy, we're thinking about you, and you keep fighting the good fight the way you have for these many years, as you have beaten this disease before, and we're all hoping and praying that you do it at least one more time. So 4th and a yard coming up here for Beech Grove. Frankly, I like the call, Zach.
I do too.
They're starting to find rhythm against your defense. Put it on your offense to pick up an extra yard. And they will run it. They'll hand it off, and they got it. First down. And the call pays off. They might not get points out of it because there's 2:33 left to go in the half, but I'm not sure they could afford to give Mooresville back the football with 2.5 minutes left to go before halftime.
You think about the last time they tried to punt it away, it was a punt return touchdown. Even the offense was really starting to get going, so I love the call. And you take your time. You were running down on the play clock once you decided to go for it. Take that time out, get everybody together, and you got the first down. Nice job.
9th first down of the half for Beech Grove. And their 2 touchdowns came in the first quarter. Second quarter has belonged to Mooresville. Seam is found. First down at Beech Grove. I believe that is Pope on the carry. It is. And they'll cross the 40-yard line, and that is the type of play that Beech Grove's been looking for the last couple of drives.
I mean, there's definitely seams in there. The offensive line is doing a really good job, and Pope, again, with the patience, just takes his time working his way laterally down that offensive line, waiting for that seam to open up, and then hits it.
Pope now 41 yards rushing on 7 carries. 109 yards rushing in the game so far for Beech Grove, 167 yards of offense. Handoff goes to Hulse, spins out of 1 tackle. The can avoid tacklers 2, 3, and 4. Garrett, the last guy to get to him, and it's going to be 2nd down and 9.
And now you pick up your pace a little bit when you're running the ball and you only have a minute and a half to go. Try to get a little quicker, but take a look at this from Mooresville. Nice job by Garrett coming in at the end and wrapping Hulse up.
Again, Garrett plays H-back and defensive end. He goes 248 pounds, does
kid.
Garrett. Real looks to throw on the slant, intercepted. Nope, drop. Mabry had it and could not hang on. Gavin Mitchell was the intended target, but it hit Mabry right in the numbers, and of course, he's the starting tailback as well for Mooresville.
Yeah, you know, he wants that one back because it was in his hands, but it looked like it got tipped initially. Nope, it just kind of came out a little wobbly behind the receiver, and Mabry just dropped the interception.
So 3rd down and 9. Real now 4 of 7 for 58 yards. You can't use the line, but that's why the guy plays defensive back when he's a two-way starter.
That's right.
You know he's got good hands. Beech Grove doesn't get it here. Mooresville might use a timeout. Real will keep, but probably should have been a pitch. That's
Definitely
what Pope was saying.
Yeah, Pope's upset, and he should have pitched it out. It wasn't there inside. And probably had a chance to 1st down if he just gets rid of it.
And now Mooresville will take a timeout with a minute left to go in the half to have a little more time to get the football back. And he ran right back into the teeth of the defense. Did the senior signal caller. Stay tuned, coming up at halftime. We'll have highlights and stats from this game. Our halftime show, a service of Boqua Aquatic Fitness. We'll tell you more about our friends at Boqua as well. We'll also update you on scores from all across the state of Indiana this evening. Everybody in 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A playing tonight, and a handful of teams at 5A. One of those 5A games is at halftime, and Franklin leading Whiteland 14-10 of that game now at halftime. By the way, Danville now leads Greencastle 21-0. That is in the last second of the 1st half. Another 4A score. Northview leads Owen Valley 41-0 late in the 2nd quarter. Fryer to boot that ball away. A high arcing kick that Eineman will simply watch check up at about the 25-yard line. So no return on that after a 34-yard blast by Fryer on his 4th punt of the half. And again, because of the way that Mooresville can get chunk plays both in the passing game and the running game, they got a lot of time to do some damage. Just to remind you, Swigert has hit from 45 this year.
Yep.
So if you're Mooresville, you only need the ball about the 30-yard line. You can get points out of this.
Right, and the way you're getting Evans and Eineman involved, you just have to have a couple 20-yard plays, and then boom, you're setting yourself up for points.
With that, Beech Grove will back their safeties off about 10 yards on this play. Goodman rolling right side, looking for the comeback route, and underthrew it.
Yep.
Evans was the intended target. After 3 consecutive completions, that is an incompletion for Goodman. He's now 3 for 9 for 79 yards and a touchdown, and that touchdown toss was his 14th of the season.
A really good route run on that comeback by Evans, but on the run, that is not an easy pass, and it just comes up short.
A couple of subs come in for Mooresville as they will go to more of a 4-wide look. That includes Austin Gage, who has entered the game, as the Pioneers go 4 wide. Blitz coming, screen called. Mabry makes the catch. Now has Lyman to make the blocks for him, but a great job by Pope to get in there and trip him up.
You're not kidding.
Because that was set up for Mooresville. It's still a 6-yard gain, but it looked like it could have been a whole lot more.
Yeah, when it initially was thrown out there to Mabry and he had the big lineman out in front of him, you're thinking, oh man, here it comes, big play. But Pope, watch this, getting his hands on those legs and bringing them down. That is an excellent tackle in space.
Mooresville will call their second timeout to stop the clock, which is under 34 seconds left to go before halftime. Mike Gillen had a tremendous run at Indian Creek. Lasted 15 years, made it to a semi-state in one of his years at Indian Creek. Felt he had one more challenge in him. Took the job at Mooresville. This is Mooresville's first winning season since 2009. Mooresville had been a great program, especially under the tutelage of Mark Bless, who is now the head coach at Avon. Pioneers won back-to-back sectionals in 2003 and 2004. So 3rd down and 4. 4-man rush by Beech Grove. Goodman throwing the seam route. Great job to knock that ball down by Mitchell. And you will not see free safety played any better at any level than that kid just did right there.
Definitely. I mean, to get over there when you got two guys to pick from, keeping your eyes on the quarterback, getting a hand on the ball, and almost coming back and intercepting it. Really nice job by Gavin Mitchell.
That young man had some get up to get that ball. That ball was overthrown. And Mitchell, that's a phenomenal play.
Yes, absolutely.
So Heineman on to punt. Heineman had a fake punt and then an actual punt. You'd think this would be the latter. Rugby style kick. A sidewinder and outstanding kick by Heineman. And again, it's not just the kicking game, but special teams have always been very good here at Mooresville, regardless of who the head coach has been. Their special teams units have been great. And Heineman continues on that punt that is good for 44 yards.
Well, it's an undervalued part of the game. I mean, it's one of the big deal where you got offense, defense, and special teams, and when you have that fallback of special teams, it's a luxury.
I would expect Beech Grove maybe to run one play here. If they get a good result, you think about stopping the clock. If not, you go to halftime knowing you get the football to start the third quarter, and you are still in this game, down 2 touchdowns. They'll line up in a 4-wide receiver set. Mooresville has scored the last 21 points in this contest. Reel, quarterback draw. And Reel, flag thrown. Reel has 8 yards for now. However, I wonder if this is going to be a hold perhaps on one of the tackles. This is why the judge from the side made the call and not the umpire. And that'd be the case.
Yep, number 92, Thomas O'Connor, did a good job of separating to get towards the tackle of Reel and was able to fight against a hold as well.
3rd penalty against the Hornets. It'll be 1st and 18. It happened a couple of yards down the field. And again, if you're Beech Grove, maybe you run the same play, same style of play here.
Yep.
Just take that one snap and get out. They'll line up in their more standard split back formation. In fact, Reel is now under center, which tells me it's going to be take a knee and go to the house. And that'll be the case, and neither team seems to want to stop the clock again. No reason to. Just go ahead and head back to the locker room. A fun first half of football, but Mooresville has scored the last 3 touchdowns. And the team that came in tied for 6th in the state takes a 2-touchdown lead to the home locker room. Our score at halftime: Pioneers of Mooresville 28, the Hornets of Beech Grove 14. We'll take this quick timeout, come back and begin the Boqua Aquatic Fitness halftime show as you're watching this 4A sectional 22 opener right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Keep up to date with your favorite high school, college, and semi-professional teams on the ISC Sports app. Download it today from the App Store, Google Play, or on Roku. The ISC Sports Network. Local lives here.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Hi, I'm Ashley with the Farmers Bank. I'm here to introduce the Farmers Bank mobile banking app for your smartphone. Find us at the App Store or the Play Store. To find our app, search for the Farmers Bank Mobile Banking Fiserv Solutions. Have your finances at your fingertips anytime, all the time. Sign up today. The Farmers Bank, your local bank, your mobile bank, your bank for life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Worried your family isn't protected at home? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eShield Security Solutions. With Endeavor eShield Security Solutions, peace of mind comes from knowing your family and your business are safe. We also provide internet, television, wireless, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Tired of watching the same old things on TV? Something new is on the horizon. The ISC Sports Network. Contact your cable provider today to add the ISC Sports Network. See the big games, the big moments, the championships, and more from all across the state. High schools, colleges, original content you can't find anywhere else. On the ISC Sports Network, it's all here. Find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eWireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Blue is 100+ majors, from education to aviation. An honors program that takes you around the world and leads to innovative research and Fulbright scholars. Blue is top 5 in the nation for community service 5 years in a row. Blue is students from all 50 states and 70 countries. Blue is 150 years, 100,000 alumni, one strong Sycamore community. Blue is Indiana State University. There's more to Blue.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Back at Mooresville High School, Greg Rakestraw, Zach Graves with you on the ISC Sports Network. Mooresville leading at Beech Grove by a score of 28-14. Our halftime report, a service of Boqua Aquatic Fitness, an exercise program combining aquatics, athletics, and high-intensity interval training. It's a water workout your body will love you for. Grab your boats and get wet. Hello there. How are you? We're nice and cozy here inside of the press box, which those Hardy fans are not right now, but they have been treated to a fun game so far. Overall, Zach, your thoughts on what we've seen through the first 24 minutes?
Well, I like the way Beech Grove started. You know, they got their guys going, Pope and Holzer, both very good playmakers, and then they kind of got away from that as they moved on in the first half. So no reason to panic even though you're down 2 scores. You come back out in the second half and just try to get them going, maybe get the ball in their hands in space again, you know, with those little swing routes and things like that. But they're running the ball pretty well. And you take away a few big plays from Mooresville and they're right in this game. So I think they can bounce back in the second half.
We've got both halftime highlights and stats for you, but first this from our friends at Boqua.
Hits the rim right.
Boqua stands for Body Aquatics. Had a woman that works out in one of the facilities I work out. She had a hard time picking up her kids. She and her mom started taking Boqua. And after about a month and a half, she came up to me before one class and just gave me a huge hug. And I was like, well, hi, how you doing? She's like, you've saved my life. After a month and a half in doing this, my doctor was so amazed at how well I could move and how easily my joints weren't aching. And the biggest thing, I've been able to pick up my daughter without pain for the first time in years.
The thing that Boca does for me with Parkinson's is it helps me with my balance. It's a big thing. It helps me keep my muscles flexible because with Parkinson's, your body becomes stiff. This helps me be flexible, get exercise, and helps with weight loss. It's been a great thing for me.
Boca is athletics, aquatics, and exercise put together in a fun, effective package that allows you to get in great shape safely, effectively with a bunch of friends.
It is a low impact exercise, so it's not hard on your joints. People who have injuries can do all the exercises at their own pace, but yet get the benefit of exercise in the water.
My degree is in exercise science. And so in college, I discovered athletic training, and so I started working with athletics right off the bat. And with an internship that I had with the Philadelphia Eagles, the head trainer said, well, because you have aquatic training, because you're a lifeguard, you get to work out the athletes that have lower extremity injuries in the water. Literally thrown in the deep end of the pool to learn how to do aquatic therapy.
I saw my sister, and she said, come take Boca with me. I said, what's Boca? And she said, well, you'll find out. And I did. And I've taken Boca every chance I've had since. If I could do it 5 nights a week, I probably would.
Tired of watching the same old things on TV? Something new is on the horizon. The ISC Sports Network. Contact your cable provider today to add the ISC Sports Network. See the big games, the big moments, the championships, and more from all across the state. High schools, colleges, original content you can't find anywhere else. On the ISC Sports Network, it's all here. Find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Back at Mooresville as we continue on the Boca Aquatics halftime report. Greg Rakestraw, Zach Graves with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Let's go over some stats from half number one. Let's start with the Mooresville Pioneers. They had 189 yards of total offense in the half, 85 of those in the air, 104 on the ground. Carson Goodman was 4 of 11 for 85 yards and a touchdown. That was one of 2 catches by John Eineman for a total of 59 yards. Braden Evans had one for 20 yards, and the tailback in James Mabry had one for 6 yards. Mabry had 12 carries, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Evans 2 carries for 16, and Eineman had a carry for 8. 6 first downs in the half for Mooresville. For Beech Grove, they had 169 yards of offense in the opening half, 58 through the air, 111 on the ground. Reel was 4 of 7 for 58 yards. Those catches went to 4 different players, including Keon Tyler with the 36-yard touchdown grab on 4th and more than 30 for Beech Grove. Running the football, Pope had 7 carries for 41. Pulse had 10 carries for 73. 10 first downs in the half for Beech Grove. Neither team had a turnover. Now we look at our first half highlights, and 6 touchdowns in the first half. So, Zach, there were plenty of explosive plays in half number one.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, you started off the game with Beech Grove just putting a drive together and then finishing off it with Reel jumping into the end zone.
So this was the opening drive of the half.
Yeah,
and again,
with the rain coming down, I mean, they were able to fight off the elements and score on that drive. 57-yard opening drive for Beech Grove, primarily on the ground. Mooresville, it took them until their 3rd drive to get things going, but Mabry, as has been the case all season long, a big part of their offensive engine. Yeah, started off a little slow with the 2 3-and-outs, but just on that play alone really got them rolling, and it was blocked by Garrett on the edge, and again here with the offensive line, Garrett sealing, making that room for Mabry.
Mabry had a 48-yard scamper, take it down to the 9-yard line. 2 plays later, it would be 2nd and goal, and Mabry would score. Now, this was what we thought was going to end the drive for Beech Grove, an intentional grounding that would move the ball from the 15-yard line back to the 36. But on 4th and more than 30, Beech Grove likes to go for it. Real just buys time, eventually runs out of time, chucks the ball to the end zone, out of the hands of the Mooresville defender, right into the hands of Keon Tyler, and that would put Beech Grove in front 14-7.
Yeah, very exciting play. The way Real was standing back there taking his time, you're like, uh-oh, what's going to happen here? Slings it in the end zone. Kyler Evans bounces off of him and into the hands of Beech Grove.
But that was at the end of the first quarter, and the second quarter belonged to Mooresville. Mabry with his second touchdown of the night, his 24th of the season, and that would tie us at 14. There would be 2 more touchdowns coming up for Mooresville in the next 5 minutes of the game, including the first. This play sets up the following touchdown for Mooresville. Evans with 20 yards and lowering the boom on the play for the Pioneers. Eineman would score in the very next play.
Yeah, both those drives, they got Eineman and Evans going, and then once you get Eineman going, just get the ball in his hands and watch him do the rest. Beautiful move at the 5-yard line to score there.
But he is more than just an offensive player for Mooresville. He is outstanding on special teams, both as a punter and as a punt returner.
Yeah, look at the patience there, and then just the explosion. Once he sees where he wants to go, runs through every Beech Grove defender, and then even avoids the trip from the big punter at the end.
60-yard punt return, and that would be the end of the scoring for Mooresville. The closest they would come to scoring again would be on this sack. It would be picked up by Dominic Oldham because Real was taken down almost in the end zone. He was ruled to be down at the 1-yard line, so no safety. That was the end of the scoring. 28-14 is the score here at halftime. So Mooresville back out and getting ready for the third quarter. Beech Grove will soon follow. Beech Grove will have the football first. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, third quarter action, plus as many scores as we can give you before we get started with quarter number 3. Here at Mooresville, the score, Pioneers lead 28-14 over Beech Grove. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
It hits the rim right as the light goes in. And
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, touchdown.
Wow. And are looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field, he's got Fusich. Look at this one again. Time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Worried your family isn't protected at home? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eShield Security Solutions. With Endeavor eShield Security Solutions, peace of mind comes from knowing your family and your business are safe. We also provide internet, television, wireless, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Throws for the end zone, man open. That's a touchdown. Touchdown grab for Marion.
There you go. And why pull up for a jumper from 3 or even a mid-range when you can go right down the lane?
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for De La Salle.
All alone. Scott got it.
Great look by Coach Stick to break down the defense.
Starting quarterback for the Mooresville Pioneers and Carson Goodman getting loose for quarter number 3. Beech Grove has yet to return from the locker room. They're staying inside, and there they are. Couldn't see them from our end of the press box as they're getting ready for the beginning of quarter number 3. Let's update you on scores from elsewhere across the state tonight. First of all, in 4A, another ranked team in Marion getting a good battle with another solid team. At halftime, they lead Pendleton Heights by a score of 20-14. Elsewhere in the southern half of 4A, Edgewood leads Madison. That is 14-0 at halftime. South Vermilion leading Tri-West in 3A 9-7. That is at the start of the second half. In 3A, the defending state champs Memorial of Evansville leading Princeton 15-0. That is through the middle of the first quarter. In 2A, LaPel all over Frankton 42-0. That is late in the second quarter. Also in 2A, Northeastern and Winchester are at halftime, and they are tied at 8. Number 2, Cecina in 2A leads Centerville by a score of 21-2. That is at halftime. Also at halftime, Eastbrook leading Oak Hill 35-7. Again, that game is at halftime. In 5A, Cathedral leading Plainfield by a score of 28-7. Cathedral trying to get to 5-5 on the year. In 3A, Brebeuf leading Southmont 29-0. And that game is at halftime as well. In a game that you can see on the ISC Sports Network, Batesville all over Greensburg 42-13. That is with a minute 16 left to play in the second quarter. And we expect to see Batesville next week on the ISC Sports Network, as the winner of that game will take on the winner of the Lawrenceburg North Harrison game. And that game was tied at 6 at halftime last time that we had a chance to take a look at it. And in 1A, Pioneer leading South Newton 32-0. That is midway through the first quarter for the defending 1A state champs. And Lewis Cass leads Eastern 42-0. Eastern came to that game at 8-1 on the season. So these two teams ready to kick this thing off for quarter number 3. Zach, what are you looking for to start the second half?
Well, it helps Beech Grove that they're getting the ball back first. Obviously, you just need to put together a drive, and you're right back in this game. Continue to get it in the hands of Sergio Holst and Terrace Pope. But for Jordan Real, I just want to see him get rid of the football. He's holding on to it too long. He has reads initially where guys are open, and he just needs to get rid of it instead of holding on so long and trying to make a play with his feet.
So Swigert is on to kick this ball away for Mooresville. He is a perfect 4 of 4 on extra points tonight. Most of his kicks have been of the shorter variety, but his last one was bobbled by Beech Grove, and then they ended up tripping on the play and starting their drive at their own 6-yard line. Pope and Hulse back deep to return. They both stand at about their 5-yard line. Swigert again goes short, and it's not Phil. That's a live football, and Mooresville's got it.
How about that?
Everybody had a game of you got it for Beech Grove, and it was Brecken Green, the player that fielded the ball for Mooresville, and a disastrous start for Beech Grove.
You said it. I'm not sure who it was, but there's guys standing right there, and he can't decide whether he wants to go get it or if he wants his teammates to go get it. And Mooresville just hops right on it, takes advantage.
That is a live football. Mooresville, I'm not sure you can say they can put the game away yet, but it's a different outlook to this game if it is a 3-score game here early in the third quarter.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Mabry able to avoid traffic in the backfield before he is steered down after a gain of 5.
Yeah, Pope coming off the edge, and really nice job coming back to pick him up by Jacob Vaughn, allowing Mabry to go forward.
Another big body whose name we haven't called yet tonight, Max Camato, made the play for Beech Grove after a gain of 5. Blitz coming. Goodman throws away from it. Catch is made by Evans. Good open field tackle.
Sure was.
It's made by Beech Grove to prevent Evans picking up much. He got 3, but not a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
And a good decision again. We saw that a couple times in the first half. They lined that linebacker up inside. Just throw it out to Evans as quick as you can. Nice recovery, though, like we said, by Pope to to prevent the first down.
What's interesting is that even for a 4A school or 4A schools, these guys are playing a lot of guys both ways tonight.
Yep.
And that kind of happens once you get to the postseason, too. So both Pope and Hulse, the two starting tailbacks, make the play. Fake the counter. Goodman on the roll. Fires, and it's caught. Evans with the grab. And again, there are the two Evans to talk about. That is Kyler. Braden had the catch a play ago. Kyler with the grab, his first of the night, his 18th of the season, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Love the play action look as you see the fake to Mabry, gets all those linebackers and D linemen rolling one way. Not an easy throw, again, by Goodman on the run, and barely gets it past the outstretched hand of the defender.
Gain of 16 on the play. Handoff goes to Mabry. Mabry runs out of a couple of tackles, but run out of all of them. He'll pick up a hard-earned 2 yards on the play as he looks for what would be his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Yeah, back to that last play. That's just an incredible job by both Goodman and Evans. Kyler Evans coming back to the ball and Goodman getting just enough on it, setting up themselves with goal-to-go situation.
So Mabry's touchdown runs this evening have been of 2 and 3 yards. They have been interior runs. Goodman on the slant and that wasn't close to anybody.
Yeah. Obviously, you want to get it to Inman, but just too quick with the throw. It's just one of those step backs and get rid of it as quick as you can, but the slant wasn't there yet.
And you know you've got the field goal in the bag at this stage, and it would make it a 3-score game, but Mooresville wants to get it in here to not have to make that decision on the following down.
Try to get Garrett in motion, just run behind the big fella, number 5.
Goodman looks left side, looks for the fade, pattern Heineman, got it, touchdown.
That's pretty.
Let your best player go make a play,
That's
right?
Right.
That is his 10th receiving touchdown of the season, his 2nd of the night, and it is a 3-touchdown advantage for Mooresville.
Yeah, just putting his talents on display here, throwing the fade ball, 2 defenders, doesn't matter. Go up and get it at its highest point. That's just pretty right there. Good job by Goodman getting it up where only Inman can go get it.
So that is his 3rd touchdown this evening. Of course, he had the punt return touchdown as well. Swigert's extra point try is good, and it is now 35-14 in favor of Mooresville. Tonight's 3rd quarter presented in part by Indiana State University. At Indiana State University, you'll find mind-expanding classes run by the most passionate professors around. 100-plus majors, what are you waiting for? Visit indstate.edu and find your blue. Of course, you can check out the Kurt Mallory Show. That is each and every week. He sits down with our buddy Luke Martin, talking all things Sycamore football. And I would, if I have your age right, you would be of the Shakir Bell kind of age range at Warren Central. Shakir had a phenomenal career here at Indiana State University.
Sure did. He really made a name for himself and was able to get himself on a Canadian League roster and win a Grey Cup.
So 4 straight scores now for Mooresville. There's got to be points here for Beech Grove, but first things first, they got to field the kickoff. Swigert again, a short kick. And this time there's no problem in somebody charging to get that ball for Beech Grove. And this drive for the Hornets will start at about the 39-yard line. Well, simply put, you don't have to change how you want to move the football. You just have to get a result here for BG.
Right, and if they go back to how they did on the first drive, then they're going to be fine. Just keep it going, stay ahead of schedule, get a couple first downs, put a drive together.
Donovan Bailey, the man that fielded that kick for Beech Grove. They will line up trips. I was going to say, yep, they've got a couple of guys. Not exactly you want to line them up. Now they'll put trips on the more spacious side of the field. We saw this formation a few times for Beech Grove. Quick hitter, catch made. That's Pope. Pope follows his blockers quite nicely, picks up a solid 6 or 7 yards on first down.
Exactly what I wanted to see, going back to what they did at the beginning of the game. Just a little swing around. And like we said, it's an extension of the run game. You're just getting your running back out in space and letting them make a play.
Second catch of the game for Pope. They've both gone for 7 yards.
And it's an easy throw for real. He's able to get rid of it quickly and get yards going forward.
Good job by Tyler of blocking down the field on that play. Both Evans combined to help steer him out of bounds. Take the handoff. Pitch play goes to Pope, and Pope has a first down and lowers the shoulder as he crosses the 45-yard line and picks up 10. And that appears to be 10 yards, or excuse me, 15 yards, probably coming against Mabry of Mooresville.
A little extracurricular activity there.
Whomever Mitchell has been playing against for Beech Grove, there's been a little extra going back and forth on both sides the entire night.
Sectional football.
It looks like Mabry is going to be the guilty party on this one. Well, again, the carry in and of itself is going to be good for a first down, but we expect 15 more to be added on. And it will be.
The second man always gets caught, right? That's just how it goes. Definitely was instigated there.
Wow, they just ejected Mabry.
Oh, man.
So, again, you see the signal that 24 has been ejected from the game, and that is mammoth for Mooresville. Their starting tailback in Mabry has been tossed from the game.
There we go, Mabry. And now, see, it's the second man that always gets caught because that is definitely after the whistle, and then Mabry rings him down. There.
And that would be why, because he stepped on him right there.
That is why.
Yep. Tossed him to the ground, but it was then stepping on the player, and that's an easy call.
Yep.
So the handoff goes to Hulse, and Hulse gets a couple of yards. Well, obviously that could have ramifications going forward for Mooresville as well.
Exactly. Yeah, with a 3-touchdown lead, you feel pretty good about the rest of tonight. But if he's missing the first half or all of next game, that hurts.
Just the second penalty against the Pioneers tonight. Reel, pump and go, throws middle, and should have been a catch. Immediately Hulse taps his chest, said, "That's on me. That's my fault."
Yeah. Again with the pump fake by Reel, we've seen it a couple of times today. Yes, it was a little bit behind him, but Sergio Hulse knows he's got to hold on to it. Give your quarterback confidence. He's had trouble getting rid of the ball quickly because for whatever reason, and it doesn't help when you got a receiver dropping the ball.
And there's always, even when you're starting quarterback, when you have to play with that lefty spin coming out the way that it does.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different look. Well, 4-down territory here for Beech Grove. Mooresville brings a blitz. Pitch play, that's a loose football. That's a free football. Beech Grove falls on it, but again, they go backwards, and they've converted a 4th and 30 tonight. But it's not going to be 4th and about 17 as they lose yards on the pitch.
Yeah, you don't want to set yourself up with that situation often, even though you know you're capable of completing it. And we've seen this pitch option a few times now, just a little low. Nice job of Sergio Hulse keeping his composure, though, and picking it up before it turns into a turnover.
The line to gain is the 19-yard line. So it sets up 4th down and 17. And Beech Grove is late breaking. They'll even have to burn a timeout here. Let's see. Play clock is at 2, at 1. They got it off in time. Again, they're going to throw the deep ball, but that ball slipped out of his hands. That's a jump ball. And again, it's better off for Mooresville that nobody caught that ball. They'll get better field position that way. First time we've seen the wet football really play a factor.
Yeah, and you could tell immediately as soon as he let it go, that thing just slipped right out of his hand and flew up in the air. Fortunately for Mooresville, they didn't pick it off, like you said, because it gives them an extra 10, 15 yards of field position.
Tonight's game is brought to us by Endeavor Communications, and their Endeavor E-Techs can help you with all your computer and technology needs. Available to Endeavor members and the public. Call 800-922-6677 or visit weendeavor.com. Well, normally this is the time if you're Mooresville, so okay, let's run the football, let's salt this thing away. Your starting tailback is now done for the night because he was the player that got ejected defensively. So that is Brecken Green, who we've called his name a lot on special teams. He will carry the ball for a yard. Green has 3 rushing touchdowns this season. Has 124 yards rushing on 39 carries. And it is the sophomore at 5'5" and $155 that will be asked to carry the football for a good chunk of the rest of this game for Mooresville.
And look at the size difference of the guy who tackled him, standing at 6'6", 285 prior, tackling Green. There's a
It
A
is
lot of difference in height there.
It is not lost to me that he is wearing Rudy's number out there for
Oh,
Mooresville.
yes. Love it.
Quick hitter. Catch made by Eineman. Eineman, little stutter step to get some freedom. First down, Evans. Good block downfield. As Eineman will pick up yards past the 50 to the 49-yard line.
Man, stutter step is right. Just leaving the defender just standing still. Gavin Mitchell didn't know what to do. Eineman gets the ball. Look at that. That is just filthy right there, and he's able to create all kinds of space to get himself for a first down after that.
4 catches for 76 yards for Eineman. He's over 1,000 yards receiving on the season. Draw to Green, and it was the road to nowhere that time as he was dropped in the backfield. And it wasn't the big fella. It was Brooks that got to him first.
Yeah, and you can see Beech Grove starting these halves fresh. They're able to get a lot of movement backwards, and that was just a blitz there, that well-timed run blitz from Teron Washington.
And we've talked about the number of guys playing both ways for Mooresville, but it is much more of a necessity for Beech Grove. As you look at their sideline, and
yeah,
they might have about 30 to 35 kids in uniform tonight at most.
Yep.
Different story for the Pioneers. And no deep safeties on the play. And with that, deep ball thrown and overthrows Evans. That was a 3-man fly pattern that time for Mooresville. They sent Eineman and both Evans deep. Goodman picked the receiver near side and overthrew him.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot, quite a few times today from Goodman, but you'd rather be overthrown than underthrown and have it picked off. So at least he's got the speed down the sideline, and he's at least leaving it out there for his guys to try to go get it.
There you see the somewhat sparsely populated sideline for Beech Grove. They came in with 6 wins on the year. 3rd and 13. Blitz coming. Goodman throws. Evans. And again, it's we've talked about if you're Beech Grove, you're taking calculated risk. So if they went for a 4th one at their own 15, the idea is, all right, we can't give him all day to throw.
Exactly.
We'll not put a safety back. Let's blitz and see what happens, and it's worked out for Beech Grove defensively.
I mean, with that, you set up one-on-one opportunities for Mooresville, but again, Goodman just a little too far.
And with Mooresville leading by 3 scores, they will punt away the football here. So Eineman's last kick was good for 44 yards. First one for 34.
Ooh, good punt.
And this punt will check up and eventually covered by Mooresville. It'll be touched first by the Pioneers at the 19-yard line. So the 34-yard kick with no return. Let's update you on scores from elsewhere around the area. Again, Lawrenceburg leads North Harrison 14-6. That is with 9:19 left to play. And the winner of that game will take on likely Batesville in a game that you'll be able to see on the ISC Sports Network. So first down for Beech Grove. Again, it's the draw. It's Pope. Pope will be knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. That'll be good for a first down, and Pope will pick up 13 yards.
And it has worked. I mean, they're getting positive yards every time they do run it. And Pope, again, finishing runs on the sideline.
Another score update. Columbus East leads New Albany 24-9 midway through the 3rd quarter. As once again, Columbus East looks to extend their streak of teams against their own conference to 93 consecutive wins, including the postseason. Real had to circumvent some people to pick up a yard on that play. 2nd and long coming up.
Say 93 wins against conference.
They have not lost to a conference foe since the end of the 2006 regular season. As you see, Real.
Yeah, Real again, just not seeing anything that he likes, not getting rid of the ball, but he can get it done with his feet.
2nd down and 9. Real has completed as one of his last 5 passes. Quick hitter and overthrows his man. Great catch, man, on the sideline by whomever the coach was that made that play for Mooresville.
like the one in the NFL from Johnny Hecker a couple weeks ago.
3rd down and 9. For those who know who Johnny Hecker, he's the punter for the Los Angeles Rams, by the way.
But impressive catch for a punter, definitely.
And for the Rams offense, you might not know who the punter is this year for the Rams, too. So.
Exactly.
3rd down coming up for Beech Grove. Beech Grove has now had winning seasons 4 of the last 5 years. Snap back. Real throws. Good looking throw.
Yes,
1st down.
Absolutely.
And eventually ridden down is the receiver on the play. The young man that made the grab for Beech Grove is Sean Small.
He's listed as only a D lineman out there playing offense now. Like you said, you're a little short-handed. You got guys going both ways, but sees the ball, comes right into it, catches it with his hands. Nice shot. Might have to get him a little more run on offense.
He has been the H-back tonight. That was good for a 17-yard pickup. That is the 5th different receiver with a grab tonight for the Hornets. Reeled. Trying to find somewhere to go with it. And eventually just throws that ball away. There was a receiver, I think, close up where they won't throw that as a flag.
Yeah.
That'll be 2nd down.
But he did a good job last play getting rid of it, and he has 2 hitches right there in the middle of the field. Could have picked either one. I think could have completed the pass, but he's just not confident enough to get rid of it.
Unofficially now, Real is 6 of 13 for 82 yards passing in the game. Again, this is not generally what Beech Grove does. They do most of their damage in terms of the rushing game, but they knew they had to make an adjustment with an upstep in the caliber of competition. Quick hitter Hulse turns upfield, 1st down. He'll catch it after about a 17-yard gain, and most of that with his legs. Stevenson makes the tackle for Mooresville, but that's good enough for a Beech Grove 1st down.
And quick hitter, and then check out the blocking downfield. Both Mitchell and Pope are down the field, getting blocks enough for Hulse to run behind.
14 1st downs in this game for Beech Grove. Only drawback is the clock's moving. Less than 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Got to be points this time down for the Hornets to stay in this football game. Handoff goes to Pope, and Pope just tries to find whatever he can. It'll be 2 yards on the carry. Pope now 11 carries for 62 yards. Hulse has 12 carries for 66 yards tonight.
Yeah, it's tough to abandon the run completely, and that's what you do best. Even though you're running down in time and you're down 3 scores, you got to continue to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Not just as at the end of the season for Beech Grove if this doesn't turn around, but for their skill position players, Pope, Hulse, and Real. They're all seniors too. Catch goes to Pope. Pope tries to hurdle a defender. Stevenson will make the tackle. And again, Pope will pick up 6 yards. This is the best rhythm we've seen from Beech Grove offensively since the opening quarter.
And you can tell they're seniors. They're playing like it could be their last game. I mean, this might be the last time they ever put pads on, so they're leaving it all out there.
You do see some young men from Beech Grove have a chance to play at the next level. I think we got a young man that's a quarterback at DePaul University right now in Chase Andrus. His sophomore year at DePaul University. 3rd down and 2. In likely 4-down territory for head coach Mark Weller. In the backfield, Hulse the catch. Hulse 1st down. Hulse makes a defender miss. Hulse is going to the house. No flags on the play. It is a 27-yard score, and Beech Grove has got it back to a 2-score game.
Well, if it's working, keep going with it. You know, this is exactly what we saw on the first drive. Just little swing routes. It's easy it's an easy throw for Real, and then you get blocking downfield once again. A double team on 2 guys, then Hulse does the rest.
Hulse from 27 yards out. Fonseca is on for the extra point. He's made his first 2 tonight. And it's a swinging gate formation. Mooresville covers it, so everybody comes back towards the middle of the field. Snap's a good one. And the kick is good as well. So the 2 kickers, a combined 8 for 8 on extra points this evening. We'll quickly step aside. Late in the 3rd quarter, Mooresville's lead is down to 14 as Hulse gets his first touchdown of the evening. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network. So back on the ISC Sports Network. Greg Rakestraw and Zach Graves with you. And Mooresville might be prepping for an onside kick here, judging the personnel they have on the field and how they are lining up defensively. Now, Fonseca's been hitting some short kicks too. But it's safe to say it looks like the hands team is out there right now for Mooresville. Green has fielded a couple of kickoffs that have been of the shorter variety tonight for the Pioneers. It is an onside kick, and it's fielded by a Mooresville player. And the young man that falls on the football is Austin Gage. So a short field coming up here for Mooresville. And
well, I mean, after you've had kickoffs that have gone out to the 45, so there's not, a whole lot of risk involved trying to get the ball back, and you're down 2 scores with 14 minutes to go, so I don't mind the onside.
And Green is the setback, with Mabry having been ejected from the game earlier in the quarter. Green gets the handoff, picks up 4 yards. An education for the sophomore tonight. His 3rd carry now of the quarter.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to get the ball in his hands because you have the lead and you're trying to milk some clock, so they don't want to continue to sling the ball down the field. You got to hand it off, and even though your starting back's out, somebody's got to do it.
2nd down and 6. Not really in a big hurry here for Mooresville. They're trying to stretch this out a little bit now, knowing one of your key pieces is done for the night. Green up the middle and gets a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Just look at that box with no safeties back. They have everyone within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. It is not easy to run against that.
Yeah, he is running into the teeth of that defense right now. Now on 3rd down, now you open back up the playbook a little bit.
Yeah, get in the hands of number 11.
You are competing both against Beech Grove and the clock at this point as we approach a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter. Line to gain is the 42. Take the handoff in the flat. Catch is made. He'll turn upfield. 1st down and upended. And we have bragged about his blocking ability.
Yes,
nice hand shown by the big fella in Garrett. Now, there was a flag thrown at the end of the play, so hang on here. This might be a block in the back at the end of the play against Mooresville. So this, if it is, I even think that where the flag was thrown, it's still enough for a 1st down.
Yeah.
So let's see exactly how this is officiated here. It is a block in the back against Mooresville, but Mike Gillen not happy with the call on the sidelines. Let's take a look here. I still think it's enough for a 1st down.
You're rewarding your H-back after just an excellent job blocking all night. You get the ball in his hands, and I don't see it, but we'll move him back anyway.
Again, we get the benefit of a replay, and the official does not. But I think that literally he kind of got to that point and stopped.
Yeah, he tried. He pulled the hands back.
Yep. But again, the benefit for Mooresville is that it was still enough for a 1st down.
Right.
Garrett gets his 1st catch of the night.
He earned it.
Even with a 10-yard penalty. And right now, moving the change is what is most important for the Pioneers. Handoff goes to Garrett. And Garrett will pick up 6 yards.
I love this guy. I mean, I really do. I've been impressed all night with his blocking, and now they're rewarding him with a catch and now a carry. And just let him stumble behind the offensive line.
What you're also doing here is you're also putting the ball in the hands of a senior instead of a sophomore.
Yeah.
So Garrett, to say he's built like a bowling ball would be accurate. 5'8", 248 pounds. Now it's the handoff to Green, and Green follows his wall of offensive linemen and picks up another Mooresville 1st down. And that can be the last play of the quarter, and now a flag is thrown behind the play as Heineman got tied up with, I believe, again, Mitchell for Beech Grove. And that was the player that got connected with Mabry that led to Mabry being tossed from the game. And a personal foul coming here. And again, it'll be against Mooresville. So Green will pick up 7 yards on the carry. And then you march it off 15 yards back.
You're inclined to think after 2 instances now that Gavin Mitchell might be instigating this, but he's not getting caught. So it's working for him.
Now again, the result of the play, because it was ruled to be a dead ball foul, is a first down.
Right.
So right now, again, you're just trying to drain the clock if you're Mooresville with a 2-score lead.
Yeah,
so
not the end of the world.
So it is 1st and 10. And now the clock will run. So again, Mooresville does not have to snap here if they don't want to. But they will. They will run a play here. They'll run a screen. Green with the catch. Green down the sideline. Green headed to the end zone. And the sophomore will score on a 45-yard pitch and catch.
Great call. I mean, because you're in a situation where you don't even need to snap it. You catch Beech Grove, just kind of, it's not like they weren't paying attention, but you catch them off guard a little bit with the screen, and then it turns into a touchdown.
And with just 2 seconds left to go before the quarter, it's back to a 3-score lead for the Pioneers.
Excellent blocking by everybody. Offensive line, receivers, everybody covered up. No one even touched Green.
So Green playing the role of understudy for James Mabry, and doing so quite effectively. Swigert with the extra point, and with the quarter break upcoming, we'll keep it right here. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Green had 39 carries, 124 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the season.
Taking advantage of your opportunities here. Defensive line just rushed towards the quarterback when the offensive lineman let them go, and look at that. No one touched him. Everyone is picked up.
So an eventful third quarter for Mooresville, but it still results in a 3-score lead with 1 more play left to go before we get to the 4th quarter. From a receiving standpoint, Garrett had a catch on the drive, just his 8th of the season. And that catch for Green was just his 3rd of the season. So again, you lose a player like Mabry, you gotta go a little deeper into the well. And that was no problem for this offensive juggernaut from Mooresville this season.
Either that or just keep handing it to Blake Garrett.
So Swigert to kick this ball away. Short kick, and that's a fair catch signaled for by Beech Grove, which means that the offense will get 1 more snap before we get to the 4th quarter of play. Fair catch made by Donovan Bailey for the Hornets.
Try to build off the momentum that they created from the last drive, and they were just really moving it at will down the field.
Winner of this game gets Richmond or Connorsville in the next round. Last I saw, Richmond was leading 18-7. Both those schools have struggled this year. And I believe for Mooresville, if this score holds, they would be on the road regardless of what team they would play. It's still 12 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in this one. Reel, quarterback draw. And he will get a couple as the quarter will come to an end. Beech Grove giving a heck of a battle, but it's the Pioneers that lead by 3 scores going to the 4th quarter of play. It is Mooresville 42 and Beech Grove 21. Final quarter from Mooresville High School comes your way next on the ISC Sports Network.
Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eWireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Blue is engineering technology, aviation, public health, business, and 100 other majors. Blue is a 4-year graduation guarantee. Blue is filled with researchers, scholars, explorers, creators. Blue is commended by Forbes and the Princeton Review. Blue is 150 years of sycamores making the world bolder, healthier, greener, wiser, better. Blue is Indiana State University. There's more to Blue.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with ETV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
I want to thank our great crew that bring you high school football each and every Friday night. Thanks to Greg and Elijah, Shay, Rob, and the rest of the gang, alongside Zach Graves, Greg Rakestraw with you. 4 games that you can see right now on the ISC Sports Network. Greencastle and Danville, Chittard and Ritter, Greensburg and Batesville. All available for you live and on demand, completely free of charge at ISCSportsNetwork.com. Reel, throws, and if he was a left-handed pitcher, that'd be an over-the-top curveball that he just threw. That ball had some snap on it, which is not good as a quarterback.
Right, but you're absolutely right. It's a different catch as a receiver when it's coming from a lefty. It's spinning the opposite way, and it's not easy to catch.
That was Sean Small, who had a nice catch for a first down on the last drive by Beech Grove that resulted in points. But now the Hornets find themselves behind the chains at 3rd down and 8. You see Mark Weller, before he was at Beech Grove, he was the head coach at Garin Catholic. In fact, he was their first football coach at Garin Catholic. Scrambling around is Reel, and Reel, again, great hustle to pick up a couple of extra yards, but it sets up 4th down and 5.
I mean, you love the effort by Reel. The last pass that he threw was dropped. He did have it looked like he had Pope over there, but looking left, but decides doesn't like it, pulls it down, scrambles, and gets what he can.
And it looks like Beech Grove will elect to punt the football away here. We saw them go for it in the second quarter at their own 15-yard line.
Reel is the up back, so if you wanted to go with the fake.
Snap goes to Fryer. They will punt the football away. And I'm not sure why Stevenson was even close to that ball if you're Mooresville. And eventually that ball is down at about the 37-yard line. It'll be a 33-yard kick by Fryer. And did you ever see the old clips of Andy Reid doing the punt, pass, and kick competition as a kid?
Yes. Oh.
That's kind of what Fryer looks like back there as the punter at 6'6" and 285.
That's excellent. That's so accurate. Oh, man.
You and I were on the field before the game, and we're just like, is that kid actually the punter?
I thought he was just kind of messing around.
No, and he started hitting him. We're like, yeah, he's actually the punter.
He's the guy.
He's done a great job back there. Done a great job both defensively and offensively. He's lined up at right defensive end right now. Goodman looking for the downs, looking for Eineman, and Eineman couldn't get there. Eineman was looking for a pass interference call, but won't get it. No. And it sets up 2nd down.
And they're still slinging it down there. They're trying to absolutely leave no doubt and put Beech Grove away, and once again just overthrown on the route.
Head coach Mike Gillen, 3rd amongst active coaches in wins, came in at 316. He's only 101 behind Bud Wright.
That's it.
That's it. Bud in his 53rd year as the head coach at Sheridan. Russ Radke at New Prairie is the coach in between those two amongst active coaches in the state of Indiana. 2nd down and 10. Handoff goes to Green, and Green, good job of putting his hand down to get a couple of extra yards, and it sets up 3rd down.
I mean, it's a great experience for Green here as a sophomore to be playing the sectional game and getting an opportunity to help seal this game. Look at that. Nice job by Pope once again on defense. This kid has been playing very hard on both sides of the ball.
Line to gain now for Mooresville is the 47-yard line. As we roll past 11 minutes left to go in the game. Green again just tries to follow Garrett. And again, love the effort, but he'll be about 3 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, falling behind big number 5 who had 2 guys blocked, and then, like I said, finishing the run. Extra effort, getting close, but they'll punt it away.
Haven't seen the punt team come on yet here for Mooresville.
Spoke too soon.
Although again, Eineman is the punter, but he will line up as a wide receiver. Mooresville going to line up and try to put this game away by getting the first down. Or it's the hard count, and it worked.
And it did.
And when you're the biggest, they're going to say false start. They're going to say false start. Left tackle moved.
Oh, did he?
The official from the far side signaled false start, not offside. Left tackle moved is what they're ruling.
Man, they had him. You had at least 3 guys for Beech Grove jump.
So 5th penalty game against Mooresville for a total of 50 yards. The last 2 penalties have been of the 15-yard variety.
Oh, no.
And maybe it wasn't the left tackle. Maybe it was one of the wide receivers. You saw a little bit of a move there.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't Zach Richards, number 70, the sophomore.
Nope. We said it was the left tackle, and that was wrong. He was still as a stone.
Didn't even flinch with Big Fryer coming towards him, too.
But again, Mooresville going to go for it here. They're throwing the pass for Eineman, and Eineman jump ball, couldn't get it. And so Beech Grove will take over. And they will take over past the 40-yard line.
They were prepared. Sergio Holst, number 5, another guy who's just getting it done on both sides of the ball, was playing that safety position, the double team on Eineman, not letting Eineman beat them.
That is showing a lot of faith in your defense if you're Mooresville, that you will not be penalized for giving the other team a short field. By the way, tonight's game presented by Endeavor Communications, and their eShield Security provides security protection for your home or business. Powered by quality Honeywell products. Endeavor eShield. Protect what you cherish most. Visit weendeavor.com for more information.
Yep, all Sergio Holst on that play, breaking it up.
Real to Holst. Holst could not get free of the tackle from Evans. No gain on the play.
Braden Evans, big time tackle in space. High degree of difficulty there. Holt's been making guys miss all game. Fights off the block, tackles legs, brings him down.
The 2nd down and 10. Holst now 4 catches for 43 yards. Real has 10 completions out of 18 attempts. 129 yards passing and 2 touchdowns tonight. Real trying to buy some time. Now we'll get rid of it. Finds Pope. Evans makes the tackle on the other side too. Evans will not let him go. Whistles blow at the end of the play because Pope lost his helmet, so he'll have to exit for a play.
Yeah.
No flag there, but a loss of helmet means he's got to go to the sidelines for a play.
Yeah, and Adrian Dope tries to come over and help him, but Braden Evans doesn't need it. Take a look at this tackle. First Real, again taking time. Check it down. Look at this. That's just athleticism right there in space, and then a little violence at the end.
Evans listed at 6 foot and 190 pounds. So 3rd and 7. And probably 4 down territory if they don't get it here. Holst the catch. There's Evans again. This time Holst makes a miss. He makes a couple other guys miss too. And Holst taken down at about the 17-yard line. That's a break of 19 yards and a Beech Grove first down.
Well, that's why a couple plays ago it was an impressive tackle by Evans, because it's not easy. High degree of difficulty in space like that, and this time Holst is able to make a miss. Take a look at this one. Whoop. A little too high on it too. Didn't tackle legs and results in a missed tackle.
Well, for Evans, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Holst does that to a lot of players.
Exactly.
Clock rolls for Beech Grove as we approach 8 minutes left to go in the game. And Mooresville has led by at least 2 scores and for 3 for most of the half. And now Beech Grove will ask for timeout. We will take it with them. 8:09 left to go in this game. The Hornets continue the battle. They trail by 3 touchdowns here in the 4th quarter as you're watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Back at Mooresville High School. It's got to be points this time down for Beech Grove. Given a short field when Mooresville went for it, they'll hand it off to Pope. Pope into the middle of that sizable offensive line. Pope will pick up 5 yards. Pope now 11 carries for 67 yards. He's got a text from Buddy saying, I'm not sure how in the world you're calling Beech Grove's names because of the outlines of their numbers. I will tell you this, on our monitor, it's a bit easier to see than kind of watching here in the stadium in the naked eye, but if Beech Grove could get new uniforms next year, that'd be great. Yeah. 2nd and 5, handoff goes to Hulls, and Hulls, Evans will not let him go and slings him down. Let's see where forward progress is given. But Evans is a guy you talk about a lot on offense. His defense deserves some conversation as well.
Yeah, it's safe to say that Braden Evans was not happy about missing the tackle in the last play, and he makes Hulse let him know that he's not getting by him this time.
So officially Hulse will lose 2 on that carry, giving forward progress back to the 15. That sets up 3rd down and 7. Reel looking for the end zone, has a man in the flat open. Finally slings it his way, but that was incomplete. He's short hopping. And frankly, Reel is being asked to throw the ball a lot more tonight than Beech Grove had hoped for coming into the game.
Yeah, I've been a little harsh on him for not getting rid of it, but you know, he's not used to it. They like to run the ball, obviously, and that time everyone's covered. There's nowhere to go with the ball, so he has no choice but to try to check it down.
So 4th down, Beech Grove has to get this ball to the 8-yard line. Now with less than 7 minutes to go. Reel looking for the end zone. Jump ball.
Nice.
Taking a look, waiting for a signal. No, incomplete. Dropped.
Oh, he had it.
Yep, ball's behind the plate. The intended target was Mitchell. He's had his share of yapping and hitting tonight, but he does a nice job of helping up Xander Lowry, who was back to make the play for Mooresville.
It was a good fade ball, though. I thought it was well placed. He gives this guy a chance here. Jordan Reel with the throw. Up to Gavin Mitchell, highest point, he just can't hang on.
Good job by Stevens to come out and help out in coverage as well.
Yep.
Now it's about stringing together a couple of first downs if you're the Pioneers. Green has room to run. Great job by his offensive line to open up more than enough space for the 5'5", 155-pound sophomore. He'll pick up 8 yards. Again, if you're just joining us, the star tailback in Mabry was ejected for intentionally stepping on a player in the 3rd quarter. He had a 15-yard penalty and an ejection.
Yeah, that's probably the bummer, especially, you know, you feel pretty good about today, but going into next week on the road, you would really like to have your senior running back in uniform.
Handoff. Green. First down. All he had to do was cross the 25-yard line. That he did. Chains will move for Mooresville. First down for the Pioneers, and Green now 9 carries for 28 yards.
Yeah, impressed with the offensive line of Mooresville. I was looking forward to seeing them today after seeing last week they ran off for over 350 yards. They're big, and they've done a really nice job of winning the line of scrimmage. Beech Grove held their own, though, especially early in the game. They were, you know, having some success stopping the run, but Mooresville overall had a very good game today.
So 1st and 10. It's Evans on the end around, and Evans will get another first down. He will be taken down out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Evans, his 3rd carry of the game. But that'll go for about 13 yards.
It's impressive that he's played both ways all day, and he looks spry as ever. It's like the game just started. I mean, look at that explosion off the end around, all kinds of room to run. Another first down for Mooresville.
Quick score update. Cathedral leads Plainfield 51-14. So Plainfield's season will come to an end at 4-6. And I think all of their losses have come to ranked teams this year. Little tap pass to Evans. Evans will step out of bounds. Again, that is a pass for Goodman because he knocked the ball forward.
Yeah, it's kind of a new thing this year.
Yep.
Don't remember seeing much of it last year, but it's become pretty popular. And like you said, counts as a pass. Well, I like to see Evans stay in bounds on those 2 plays in a row where he's had nice runs, picked up first downs, but goes out of bounds, stops the clock.
Score update from 3A in the final. Lawrenceburg beats North Harrison 22-14. So it likely will be Lawrenceburg and Batesville next week on the ISC Sports Network. We had that game back in week 6, and Batesville won in overtime 33-30. Second and a yard here. Handoff goes to Green, and Green has the first down. As he'll cross the 50-yard line and pick up 5 more hard-earned yards.
You said it, hard-earned, and the biggest focus now, obviously, for Green is just hold on to that football.
With the score to pass along to you, Columbus East, number 3 in 5A, beats New Albany 31-16. That sectional is full of teams from the Hoosier Hills Conference, of which East has been dominant for the last 12 years. Or for the last 15, to be honest with you. Handoff goes to Green, and Green will pick up 3 more yards. And right now, the first goal for Mooresville, keep the clock rolling.
Right. Great effort today from both teams. Very impressed with Beech Grove. They're coming in against a very tough opponent, 6th-ranked team in the state for Mooresville, and they gave them all they could handle, Rick.
In 2A, Cecina leading Centerville 42-2. That's in the 4th quarter. In 3A, Guerin Catholic leads Crawfordsville 49-13. That is also in the 4th quarter. Guerin likely to play Brebeuf next week. Handoff goes to Green. Green stumbles. Turf Monster got him.
Yeah.
But he still picked up 3 more yards, and he has now 12 carries since coming in relief of the ejected Mabry. Beech Grove can't stop it 2 more times, but in a 3-score game, I'm not sure they will. As this drive began back at the 15-yard line for Mooresville, they have now marched it to the 41-yard line of Beech Grove. Handoff again to Green, and Green, first down. Tripped up at the 34-yard line. This is a big confidence booster for the sophomore.
Oh, yeah. Good experience. Hiding behind that O-line at that 5-5 frame and then just picking his spot and exploding through. I'd like to see Blake Garrett get another carry here.
Play clock at 12. Goodman doing a good job. Didn't get lined up till it's in single digits. Hands it off to Green. Green. And from your offensive line perspective, from your playing days, this is the type of drive you want because you know as a lineman exactly what you're doing. You're going straight forward.
This is the fun stuff here. I mean, you get down to this point in the game where you know you just got to run the clock out and you get to, like I said, move forward, get going, get your pads low, and push that defense line off the ball.
Some other final scores, another one in 4A, and this is actually, it sounds like the other end of the state. It's in the same regional as Mooresville. Mississinawa beat Western tonight 35-9. 2nd and 4. Handoff goes to Green. Green knocked down about the 17-yard line. Putting a jolt into him there was Aiden Brooks, but again, it's good for a first down.
Yeah, it took a pop at the end, but again, great run.
By the way, Mooresville and Western were in the same sectional for a few years. There's just not that many 4A schools around the Indianapolis area. In fact, Beech Grove is the only 4A school in Indianapolis. Now next year that could change. Roncalli could be back in 4A. Brebeuf could move up to 4A. Even Cathedral could be in 4A next year, depending on how their tournament plays out. Handoff goes to Green. Green to the 10, to the 5, dives to the end zone. That should be the capper. Touchdown, Mooresville. Green scores with 1:47 to play, and the Pioneers are advancing on to the sectional semifinal.
What a drive there by Brecken Green, the sophomore, 5'5", 155-pound running back, powering his way through. Check this one out. Good blocking up front. Nice move at the second level, and then look at that, bouncing off guys, diving into the end zone, inside the pylon for the score.
85-yard scoring drive for Mooresville, and everything coming on the ground. Couple of carries by Evans, but primarily it was Green who'll finish with 80 yards rushing on the evening. The extra point for Swigert is good. Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network is brought to you by the Farmers Bank. The Farmers Bank, my bank for life, member FDIC and equal housing lender. And by Indiana State University. There's more to Blue. Visit indstate.edu for more information. Well, if you're Mark Weller, what's your message to your guys into this game? Because again, I thought Beech Grove played awfully hard. They were just outclassed a bit by a pretty good Mooresville team.
Exactly. I mean, you can't be disappointed at all because they left it all out there, especially the seniors, knowing this is their last game. And I was impressed with their effort from the very beginning. You know, you just had a few more playmakers on Mooresville's side that made the difference.
By the way, Batesville leading Greensburg 59-19 at the end of the third quarter. So it will be Lawrenceburg and Batesville in a game that we'll have on the ISC Sports Network. Brownstown beats Corden Central in 3A 55-13. And Northview beat Owen Valley 55-0 tonight. Northview gets to 10-0. Owen Valley season ends at 0-10. Swigert. The short kick. Beech Grove Fields at the 20-yard line. Little razzle-dazzle here, a little handoff on the kick return. Pope reversing field, trying to find something, but nowhere to go. And he'll be brought down on the play. Mooresville's Jackson Clem makes the tackle. First time we've called his name tonight. And a minute 37 left to go, and Beech Grove down 49-21.
Again, though, great effort from Beech Grove. It really was.
And again, it's kind of the, sometimes you find a conference, and again, it's all great schools, and they're great football schools. And we had this stat last year because we had a team from the Indiana Crossroads Conference, had two of them, in fact, in the game that I had last week. The Indiana Crossroads Conference has had literally half its membership has made a semi-state in the last 4 years. Only issue for Beech Grove is it's primarily 1A and 2A and 3A teams.
Yeah.
When you only play a couple of 4A teams, albeit very good ones in East Central and Mooresville, it's tough to replicate that level of competition. Reel on the carry. Reel down the sidelines, and Reel lays a shoulder to boot as he crosses the 50-yard line.
He's still playing hard. Augie Newkirk was the recipient of that shoulder at the end.
29 yards for Reel on the play. And Mark Weller has done a great job of establishing a winning culture and tradition at Beech Grove High School. They've had great success in other sports over the years. Basketball during the Katie Gerald's heyday. Of course, you know Katie from her days as the head coach at Marion University. Looking to throw, now Reel. Again, will tuck it and run, and he'll step out of bounds. Nope, we're going to say that he stayed inbounds. The clock continues to roll. 4-yard pickup for Reel.
And that check down was there all day, but Reel doing what he can here at the end of the game.
Final from 2A, Paoli beats Crawford County 37-0. Also in Southern Indiana in 3A, Heritage Hills on their way to their 10th win of the season, as they lead Mount Verton 34-0. And Danville beats Greencastle 27-7 tonight as the Warriors advance on. Catch is made by Pope, and Pope taken down after a 2-yard pickup. For Pope, it is his 5th catch of the evening. And Beech Grove does not have to run another play if they wish not to do so. It looks like they will at least snap it one more time before their season comes to an end. Stay tuned. We will have our post-game show presented by Endeavor E-Tex with both our player of the game and our play of the game. All coming up in a matter of moments here on the ISC Sports Network. This appears to be the final snap of the game. It'll be a handoff. It'll be Pope. And Pope will get the first down before they can whistle it dead to move the chains. This game is over. Great effort by Beech Grove, but simply too much for Mooresville, even with their starting tailback out for the majority of the second half. Mooresville pulls away and they win this one 49-21 this evening. We'll come back and wrap it up next on the ISC Sports Network.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with ETV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Welcome back for the final time this evening here at Mooresville High School. And as always, thanks to the Pioneers for being such gracious hosts whenever our cameras show up with the ISC Sports Network. Our post-game wrap-up, a presentation of Endeavor Communications and Endeavor E-Tex. They can help you with all your computer and technology needs, available to Endeavor members and the general public. Call 800-922-6677 or visit weendeavor.com. Greg Rakestraw, Zach Grace back with you for a final time. Mooresville will run their record on the season to 9-1. They made the sectional finals a year ago against Greenwood. They know they're on to the sectional semifinals to take on either Richmond or Connorsville, and they'll make the drive to East Central Indiana for either of those two games. But they will do so knowing they played a very good football game this evening.
Yeah, it was a fun one, especially in the first half. You had some big plays on both sides, a Hail Mary even, and I'll tell you what, Mooresville looks pretty tough, and that number 11, Eineman, he's the real deal.
It has been 14 years since Mooresville won a sectional. They got 2 more wins they need to get before they can, but they knew this was going to be one of the stumbling blocks, and they got past it in Beech Grove this evening as the Pioneers relish singing that fight song to the fans that brave the cold and rainy conditions to be here tonight. You mentioned John Eineman. He is our player of the game, presented by the Farmers Bank. Locally owned and operated with 10 banking offices located in Central Indiana, providing retail, business, trust and asset management, investment, mortgage, and electronic banking services. The Farmers Bank is here to support you every step of the way. Take your banking on the go with the Farmers Bank mobile banking app. Visit thefarmersbank.com for more information. The Farmers Bank, my bank for life. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And by John's own lofty standards, 4 catches, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a punt return touchdown. Okay, Manny Standard, that's a really good game.
Yeah, no, not bad at all. I mean, he was the difference, and they struggled a little bit getting going at first. As soon as they got him going, the rest of the team followed.
Eineman, we referenced his stats. Goodman, by the way, tonight had 174 yards passing. He had 3 touchdowns. Green had another. Again, it was a balanced effort for Mooresville tonight. 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, and a special teams touchdown as well. Our play of the game, though, belongs to the visitors from Beech Grove, who sees their season come to an end. It's brought to us by Endeavor Communications. Discover how you can save money by bundling your Endeavor services. Call 800-922-6677. 4th and 33 from the 36-yard line. Dial up the old Hail Mary. Off the hands of the defensive back for Mooresville into the waiting arms of Keon Tyler.
Gotta love it. You'll see that one a few more times.
That would give Beech Grove a 14-7 lead once the extra point was good. But again, Mooresville after that would score the next 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. They'd have 1 more early in the third quarter, and this one went the way of the Pioneers. Mike Gillen talking to his Chargers after his 317th win as a head coach in the state of Indiana. Zach, your final thoughts on this one?
That was fun, and I'll tell you what, Mooresville, they're going to be a tough out in 4A. They got some playmakers, and they have a tough road ahead, obviously, and that was a good first sectional game, but They look really good.
So again, Mooresville advances on. They will be on the road next week as they will take on either Connorsville or Richmond. Tip of the cap to Beech Grove on a fantastic season. Again, they finish with back-to-back ranked opponents in 4A, one to end the regular season and one that ends their postseason after just one game. For Zach Graves and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. You can go back and enjoy this game on demand whenever you like, and because it is a postseason game, it is absolutely free. So tell your friends and neighbors about it at the ISC Sports Network. One of 4 games we had for you on the opening weekend of sectional play. We'll have that number of games next weekend as well, not to mention the IHSAA Boys and Girls Soccer State Finals. It's a very busy month. Postseason football is here. Tonight we landed in Mooresville. Final score again from Pioneer Field. Pioneers win it 49-21. Thanks for joining us for high school football on the ISC Sports Network.